All right. What's going on, everybody?
Hey,
Hey, hey. I just wanted to, we're starting this show off. It's Wednesday at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. on the West Coast, and whatever time it is, everywhere else that you are. What's going on, guys? It is the Death Rattle podcast, and we are live. We are talking about sinners today, and we're also talking about a very special holiday
it's gonna be me.
that Kaden
Finally figured out.
So I share this picture every April 30th. Just no comment, because it's one of those like if you know, you know. And on Facebook, and Kanan was like, "What is going? Why did you just share a picture of Justin Timberlake?"
Well, because it wasn't just you. Because like on my feed on Twitter, Facebook, all these people posting just that a picture of Justin Timberlake and nothing else. And I remember hearing like this as a meme a while back, but I totally forgot about it.
Oh yeah, it'll never die.
Yeah.
We got a special announcement. Bernard Wilkerson just became a YouTube member on the Ghost Pirate side.
What's
Welcome,
up,
Bernard.
man?
Thank you.
Welcome to the crew, Bernard.
What's going on, Helix? Good to see you. Mr. Wonderful's in the chat. What's going on, buddy? To me pick. Give me movie what I did not see. Okay, yeah. Okay. What's going on, Matt Hicks? Good to see you. Heather's here in the chat. Hey, yo, Jimbo. What's going on? Mags, hey, good to see you. Prop Dude's in the chat. What's going on, guys? Creepy but Beautiful is in the chat. What's going on? John Lamb, Mr. Jim. What's going on, guys? Jen's in the chat. Good to see you. I'm going to say hi to everybody. I'm catching up. Wolfbane, what's going on, buddy? Ella Star, good to see you. Hello. It's midnight in London. Well, thank you for joining us.
I wish it was midnight here.
Yeah. Pat is in the chat. Is in the chat. I just chate. What's a chate?
In the chate.
Pat's in the chat. Timberlake just moved up to my mountains town up here. Nice. See if you can sing you a song. What's going on, Citizen Sleeve? Good to see you. Let's see here. I think that's everybody. Yep, that's everybody. So yeah, if you couldn't tell by the style or by the title, we're talking sinners today. And I know we're 3 weeks late, but sorry, okay, God. We're gonna talk about
3 weeks.
Yeah, this is the third week, right? This is the third week. It's been out.
No, it'll have been out 2 weeks tomorrow.
I thought it was 3 weeks.
Right?
No. April 17th. It'll
be 3 weeks tomorrow?
Yeah. No, you're right. 17th.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
It came out on the 17th, but okay, so it will be.
Yeah, because you were only a week late on seeing it because you saw it last week.
Okay, that's right. Okay, well, anyway, still, we're a little later than everybody else, and I want to try to.
But it's fine. It's fine. Now I had a chance to see it twice. So hopefully I'll remember enough to be able to talk about it.
Well,
I'm just joking. There's
a lot to talk about. I will refresh your memory.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about with that movie.
What's going on, Nightingale? Good to see you. Well, before we get into that, how was your week?
Pretty good. I think I saw the new Cronenberg movie, The Shrouds.
Oh, yeah. How was it?
And then super weird, like you'd expect from Cronenberg.
Okay.
Very, very, very cool concept and a lot of really cool ideas in it. But it's a slog at times.
Just doesn't hit.
Especially in the middle of it, it just feels really slow.
Yeah.
And it's also, I don't know, it's one of the more David Lynch Cronenberg movies.
Really?
Where it's like kind of hard to figure out. Especially the ending, you're kind of left going, what?
Oh, so it doesn't have a very good dismount.
Well, yeah, but it's also it's meant to be like it's like that's why I said David Lynch, because David Lynch didn't want you walking away having all the answers. Like he he enjoyed the mystery and wanting you to continue to think about it and try to decipher what he was trying to say with the movie and stuff. But this one I know is a really personal one for Cronenberg because it was inspired by his own wife's passing and dying of cancer and stuff. And there's a lot of really heavy stuff to do with that in this, because the main character, basically his wife dies of cancer and he just has such an urge to be with her. And like he just can't let go of her. And he comes up with this invention of basically a camera inside of the casket. And so you can, anytime you want, pull up on your phone an app and see your loved one slowly decaying in their casket.
The fuck?
Yeah. So it's super weird, super dark, really macabre and uncomfortable. And I loved a lot of that. It's just like I said, it starts to get this like weird espionage type of angle. That's like, you're just like, what? What is going on here? And so there's a lot of that, because like basically he's kind of being blackmailed and you're trying to figure out who, like his software gets hacked basically. And he's trying to figure out why someone would hack his software, and there's an ulterior motive, and it's kind of convoluted. When it, like I said, when it gets into that stuff, it's kind of like, you know, like the weird macabre dealing with death and all that stuff is really good. But it's when it gets into the weird, you know, blackmail, cyber security stuff where you're just like, yeah, I don't know, man. It's a little bit like I said,
well,
I might skip a slog. So
it was hard for me to, it was hard for me, and I still haven't finished it. I had to try to watch Daddy's Head like 3 times because
what is wrong with you?
Dude, the beginning of that movie is just so fucking heavy. And like,
yeah,
I'm like, is this going to be the movie? Like, seriously, the first 20 minutes, it just feels like I'm dragging around bowling balls around my ankles.
But that's
like
literally, that's the point of that entire movie. I don't really think it ever stopped.
It's just sad the entire time.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the whole deal with that movie. Is,
I'm probably not going to watch it.
And the Shrouds is kind of like that too. I mean, if you're someone that doesn't like to watch dour, gloomy, somewhat like kind of almost depressing, sad stuff, then,
I just need I need some levity at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I just need to know kind of what a movie is going to like. I need a movie like that. I just kind of have to be prepared for it, sort of, I guess.
Yeah.
So like, as long as I'm like, that's why I enjoyed the Shrouds, and like, that didn't bother me, but like, I knew going in, I knew I'd seen the trailer. I had an idea of what it was about. I knew that he came up with the idea for the movie when his wife died of cancer. And it's very sad, and you could feel it. I mean, like, the movie you can feel is literally Cronenberg dealing with losing his wife, and that, like I said, that stuff is really profound and really, really good and interesting and compelling. It's just, there's this middle section where it's like he takes these cool ideas and feelings and things he's dealing with, but then he feels like he needs to put a story in there, to make it an actual movie. And that's where this kind of doesn't quite connect. You're just like, I could have just had you dealing with and I get it. Like, it did need to have more to it than just, the dealing with loss. And like, I get all that, but it just, it just wasn't, but I still
like a good
Cronenberg. Like,
I like a good slow burn. I like a good slow burn, but if it's just a slog the entire time, then I'm not interested. I can't do it.
It's not exactly a slow, it's not really a slow burn. And the funny part is, the least slow part of the movie is the espionage, blackmail, cybersecurity, like that is the middle of the movie. And that's like the least slow part of the movie, but it's a slog because you're just like, what are we doing here? Like, this is kind of dumb. It's like, I don't know. Just, it's like I said, it doesn't really feel like it fits with the overall narrative and what actually is going on here. And like, you know, because it's got this very artful, somber feel to the lot of the movie, the beginning and the end, the first act and the third act, but that's that middle act where it's like trying to do something, you know, like making it like some kind of movie out of it, and you're just kind of like, yeah, I don't know if that works.
Yeah.
But
well, okay. Well, that's a little mini review of Shrouds for those for all of you. Yeah, we got a few people.
I also saw Until Dawn. And
yeah,
you pretty much know at this point, if I don't do a full review video of a movie, I'm not excited to do a review of the movies. Like I didn't do reviews of
trailers make it look so good. I like what's his name? The director.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like I feel like he
has one movie in him. Poor guy.
But I feel like he did a good job directing it. It's just it lacks it's Gary Doberman, right?
Huh? No, it's what's his name?
Or no,
from who did Lights Out.
Yeah.
What's his name?
And you know what, it kind of
who did Lights Out? Help.
Kind of reminds me of Lights Out in a way of where, like the directing of it, like the look, the pacing, the art design stuff, like is good, and that's why I actually did have fun with it. I think I actually liked it a lot more than a lot of people.
David Sandberg, my God.
Yeah.
David Sandberg. I like David Sandberg. I like Get Out, but it's just because oh my God, Lights Out. I like Lights Out
because it has that, like the creepy, like I said, it literally feels like you're walking through a haunted house for 2 hours. And it's like, that's really cool. It's kind of like, if Cabin in the Woods didn't have the cool twist stuff and the, like, you know, that whole syndicate behind the scenes syndicate thing and like that, the ending of it, if it didn't have that, if it was just that the first 2/3 of the movie where it's these people that don't have much of a story arc, they're just, you know, fodder to be killed by, you know, creepy things, and that's what this movie is just repeating the same thing over and over, and these characters are like slowly getting worn down because they keep dying and coming back, coming back. And like it's a really cool concept, and like I said, it feels like you're in a haunted house. So like if you're a fan of haunted houses, like I think it's a fun movie. I could definitely see it being one, like a lighthearted one for Halloween time of year, you know. It just doesn't have, like, when it tries to, like, the dialogue isn't great. It doesn't have much substance to it. You know?
Well, I'll probably go see it anyway because I like haunted houses, and I like.
And it really hurt it too that it's butted up against Sinners, because Sinners is like all substance. You know what I mean? And
but Sinners is also killing it in the box office.
Yeah, that's what I mean though. Like if it came out against other movies, like, and if this came out last year, it would do great. But we've just actually had a lot of decent to really good horror movies this year.
It's definitely better than last year so far.
Oh yeah, last year was awful, man, and that's what I mean. Like if this,
that's what I was saying.
Because normal spring, well, no, last year was good, but only in the second half. The first half of last year was fucking crap. Like out of all of the movies that came out in the first half of the year, I think I had one make my top 10. Or make my top 20, like one or two that made my top 20.
Yeah, I think you're right.
About all the good stuff was the second half.
Yeah.
So, but this year already, like, there's already 10 that I would highly recommend, and a couple that I think are already in contention, like for sure to be in the upper half of my top 10. Because like Sinners and The Rule of Jeannie Penn are both movies that. And Ugly Stepsister. Like if those three if those three are not in my top 10 by the end of the year, I'll be shocked. And then there's still other good ones too. Like Locked was hella good.
Together's coming out.
Well, no, I mean just have already that have come out. Like,
the ones that have
what
already.
We have to look forward to. Holy shit! I mean, I think the best are yet to come. Still, even as good as the movies have been, because
dude, I need 28 years later to be good.
Dude, you haven't seen the trailer. We should watch the trailer for Weapons.
Okay, we'll watch it.
It's Zach Krager's new movie.
I got it queued up. We can watch it, but I wanted to give most of the show to Sinners because I know everybody wants us to talk about it.
I know. Well, we're only 15 minutes in, so let's watch this trailer, chat about it for a couple minutes, and then get into Sinners. Talk about.
All right, let's do that.
45 minutes to an hour or whatever. So, because I don't know if I'm up to doing much over an hour today, because I'm feeling like absolute shit all day.
All righty,
stomach bullshit.
Okay, so here's Sin or fuck, good lord. Here is Weapons. This is a movie that's coming out this year. Weapons by the same guy who did Barbarian.
Yep, Zach Krager, who also produced and was really involved in Companion as well.
Yeah.
But
all right, here we go.
His second directorial. Like, he wrote and directed this and sold it for $53 million, dude.
Sold it like outright?
No, like for distribution rights. The $53 million is how much the project sold for. Like, and Jordan Peele ended up firing his like rep because they lost the auction. That's how much Jordan Peele wanted it. He was pissed.
Really?
That they didn't.
Where did you read this? Where'd you read this?
It was, I forget where it was all over all over this past week. I'm sure it's on Bloody Disgusting, but there was a couple stories that everybody was talking about. I see a lot of this stuff on Twitter and I don't like, and so when you ask me what my source is, I'm like, I don't have one exact source because I saw it from like tons of people in the business. Cause like I follow a good 20, 30 people that are like, when I talk about stuff, it's not just rumors. I talk about stuff because it's straight from a producer source or a director, people in the business where it's a pretty legit.
It says Deadline's reporting that the script sold for $38 million. Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah, but the project, because I don't know if it says it here, but it was 38 for the script and then another like whatever on top of that for his like him to direct it.
It says New Line. It says it sold to New Line for an overall sum of $38 million, including the budget. So the production budget is within that $38 million. Krager getting $5 million to direct and $10 million total. So that means this movie. So he got $15 million. So he got Krager got half of the budget for this movie. So that means what? This movie was made for $10 million. It has to.
Well, yeah, but that has nothing to do with its promotion or any of that. You know what I mean? That's production. Right. That's just production cost, right?
That's production. No. Yes, I understand. It's $38 million. So that's what I'm trying to say. So the $38 million production budget, that's what they're saying, which includes the budget, which is production, and Krager getting $5 million and $10 million total. So $15 million of that $38 million goes to Krager, and then the rest goes to the budget. Damn.
Yeah. Which is a lot for
so the script itself for $38 million. I was going to say that's egregious because I thought there was going to be a budget on top of that, but no. So the whole production budget is $38 million.
Yeah, I must have, or I misunderstood it a little bit. But I wonder if that also has to do with, like, is that in the can budget, or is that, you know what I mean? Like, is that including cast? Is that including?
Yeah, production budget includes all that stuff. That's all below the line. If you're reading a production budget, below the line is all crew and cast. So
either way, he had like I think Barbarian was like just a couple million. So
right, yeah. So this has a significantly more budget, more budget. Yeah. It's look at here. It says what's even crazier is that multiple studios are after Krager's screenplay. The second closest to winning out the bidding war was team up of Universal and Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw Productions. In fact, as Deadline reports, after losing out the auction, Peele fired both his managers. Holy shit! Yeah. Wow. Man, this movie better.
You're
And
fired both. I just heard
I'm gonna roast the shit out of it if it sucks.
Dude,
I don't think it will.
Let's watch the trailer.
All right. Here we go. Here's the trailer. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm so in like just producer mode at this point. Like I'm trying to read. I'm trying to get as much as I can because I'm
with you. Like that stuff
film going. I'm sorry, guys. I'm fucking with my mic.
Well, and that's
I'm trying to get this
always really fascinates
so,
me.
Yeah, no, I love it. All right. Let's watch this.
Some of the imagery in that final like 20 seconds of the trailer, I'm just like, oh my god, dude, what the fuck?
That looks dope.
But there's the imagery of the kids and how they run with their arms in that weird way. Like it's just
the
creepy.
Naruto run. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it is kind of like Naruto
like that Naruto run.
Yeah, it is kind of like that.
Let's see what the comments are saying. What's going on, chat? Oh, we got a $5 Canadian from Philly Blunt. Says, hope you feel better.
So, thank you so much.
Thank you, Philly Blunt. Nightingale says, so excited for Weapons. Ella says, I really hope this is as good as it looks. The Limited says, yeah, this has potential. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident it's going to be good because I really think Zach Cregger is one of those young filmmakers that gets it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like he gets, because like I'm just like Barbarian wasn't perfect. I'm sure this won't be perfect.
It didn't stick the landing. I thought the first two acts were great, and then the third act I was just like, damn it, I really wish that ending was better.
But that's the same way I felt about the first Smile. Where it's like, like the Indian, like if it went from being like, an A, or 4.75 out of 5 stars or whatever, it just lost that little bit. But like, I feel like people are way too, like critical sometimes of stuff like that. It's like, dude, still a fucking great movie. You know what I mean?
Still it's still a good movie. I still recommend people watch Barbarian. It's just,
that's the way I'm looking at Weapons. Like, is it going to be perfect? Probably not.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if that even exists because some of that comes down to your preference or your taste.
The Thing,
Yeah.
The Exorcist.
But you know what I mean? It's like, it's very hard to do because a lot of it has to do with your personal preference.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, it really goes into what you consider quality, like what makes a movie quality. So,
and it's just sometimes like an ending might really resonate for some people and not so much for others or whatever,
Yeah.
But
so yeah, cool. Yeah, Weapons. That looks like a good movie. I'm gonna read up more about that. And I've also been reading about, since we're about to get into Sinners, I've been reading a lot more about Ryan Coogler's deal with Sinners. That he budget? Got where he the deal where he gets the movie back after 25 years.
Oh yeah, I know. Like this is like a fairly new, his whole deal in general is crazy. Like he got a huge budget for that movie, went over the budget and they were fine with it. You know what I mean? Like they're happy as shit with him. What is frustrating me is everybody out there saying it's not going to make its money back. And it frustrates me that people still do not really understand how the industry works now, because it's different. 2019, if this was the case, I'd be with you. But there's a reason why the studio is happy as shit with it. Because is it going to make its money back in theaters? Maybe not. I think it'll break even in theaters, but people forget how much money these companies are making from stuff streaming now.
Well, here's the thing. It's like over its projections.
Yeah.
And I was looking it up. So the worldwide box office is 175 million. I think the actual production budget was 90.
Yeah. But that's also what's been, it's because a lot of people are saying it was 120 for a while. Then Ryan Coogler came out and a bunch of people came out and been like, no, it's nowhere near that. So
yeah,
it's
it
really
says between the budget's between 90 and 100 million. So let's just split the difference and go the budget's 95 million, right? So they need 200 million.
But then the marketing also is where I've heard crazy numbers. I've heard people saying that, you know, it was another 90 million in marketing and stuff like that.
No.
It's like, yeah, I think maybe like I think the 90 has a lot of the marketing in it as well. But I'm not sure. But I've heard
that's their production.
There's no way they spent over 40 million promoting this movie. There's no way.
Yeah, there's no way. So
like I've said, even high estimate at like 150.
So it needs to make the break even.
It need to make 300 to break even.
No. Okay, we're just gonna do basic stuff, right? So if their production budget's 95 million, right? Let's say their marketing's 50 million. Their total cost to recoup is 145 million. When it comes to theaters,
but theaters take like half.
Well, so let's say the distribution cost, which like this is just a typical deal, right? Distribution would be 75-25 split towards the film, 20 with the 25 taken from the distributor. And then, so that changes the break even to about 193. And so,
but you generally project twice, I guess, because that's if you want to include marketing. So you generally like whatever, like if it costs 95, you generally want to double that. And that's basically.
It's got to make $200 million. That's what it has to do. And it's on track to do that. But yeah,
I'm saying a lot of people are saying 300. And I'm like, even if it is 300, I still think it's going to break even worldwide. But it's definitely going to do 200.
It's definitely going to do 200.
It's over 100 right now, right?
It's at 175.
And that's worldwide 175?
That's worldwide, yeah.
Yeah. And it dropped like 5%. 5% in week 2. That is unheard of.
I know. Nothing. Yeah, but then and then it got a big boost. And then it got a big boost in the second the 25th, the 25th weekend. This past weekend it got a big boost.
I do think though that it is going to take a pretty big hit this weekend because Marvel is dropping something, and even the shitty Marvel movies still make like 95.
Yeah, well, million, and the theaters are gonna start learning their lesson there because it just got bumped out of IMAX. It got bumped out of IMAX for Thunderbolts, which if you read Twitter, you would think it's the greatest Marvel movie of all time. But if you read people,
but that's a bullshit. A lot of that is this bullshit post where they literally 20 minutes, like after it went live on Rotten Tomatoes, it only had like a few ratings in, and it had like a 95%, and they fucking blasted that tweet out as that it's the highest Marvel since blah 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 or whatever. And like Sean Chandler and a bunch of other people posted stuff. Like within the next day, it already was down to like 80 something. It's like,
because the movie's garbage.
Relaxed. No, I actually have heard I've heard it's pretty good. It's not amazing, but I've heard it's actually people are going to come away pleasantly surprised. Most everybody I trust and know said it is not like one of the best Marvel movies, but it's better than Falcon Winter Soldier, or not Falcon Winter Soldier. The last Captain America.
Captain Falcon.
Yeah, the one that just came out. Everybody is saying Captain it's better Falcon. Than that. And even that, I didn't.
It's not a high bar. That's a pretty fucking low bar.
Yes, but this is going to end up being like people hated that movie. People aren't going to hate this one. That's what I'm getting is people are going to be entertained by it. Like it may not blow anybody's socks off, but for
what's really depressing?
Last movie of this phase, it'll at least be decent.
Well, first we gotta welcome Philly Blunt as a new member to the Ghost Pirate channel.
What's up, Philly? Welcome aboard. Welcome to the crew.
And then Philly gifted a Ghost Pirate membership. So Philly's just he's throwing it around.
Yeah, I
So
think
thank
he's
you,
high.
Philly. So this is the one thing when I'm reading this stuff, especially when it comes to Marvel movies, and don't worry, guys, we're gonna get back to Sinners. But when it comes to Marvel movies, because I think this still applies to movies cross genre, not just Marvel, not just Disney properties. When somebody says a movie is good nowadays, it just seems like they're saying it's not bad. And like that's depressing.
Well, there's different there's different bars, you know what I mean? Like I think a movie that's good is like if a movie's mid, you know, it's at a 5.5, you know, right in there. If a movie's good, it's like a 6, 6.5, maybe even up to a 7. You know what I mean? Like very good or great, that's when you're up into the like 8s and 9s. And like most people consider Sinners to be very good. Like most people think it's in the 8s to the 9s.
No, yeah.
Some people think it's perfect, but I'm not saying it's perfect. But
oh no, it's not a perfect movie. No.
Although,
but
I don't
anyway,
know if I would change anything about it. So it's one of those like where
I'd make
it
it longer.
anything they could have done to make it better. Yeah, that's the best thing about it. I think
I would make
just
it
one
longer.
of those movies that you want to live in. You just want to live in that world, man.
Well, the
world that is built out is amazing.
I mean, yes,
did you
but
you stayed for the
post-credit scenes,
post-credits, right?
But I wish they would have fleshed that out, is what I'm trying to say. I wish they weren't just post-credit scenes. I wish they would have fleshed that out, and we got an ending that was, I think, better than that. You know what I mean? Like, It's a good ending. Don't get me wrong, it's a good ending. But the post-credit scene, it's like, oh man, I would have liked to have seen this. You know what I mean? So that was
I felt like the studio execs got a little bit in the way. Like I bet if he had his way, it would have been another 10-minute longer kind of deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But I bet you, especially with that type of post-credit scene, that feels like he has some ideas and he had to like cut out some of that. But I think that means we're definitely going to get a sequel with as much money as this is making.
Yay, sequels. No,
this is one I'm okay with because I would love to.
It's fine.
It depends on what they do with it, but like I would love to see, like, you know, Stack. I'd love to see the 90s with Stack. You know what I mean? To like see them running around, like have it focus on them. That would be dope.
All right, well let's talk about it then. Let me go through a couple of comments in the chat and then we'll talk about it. Thunderbolt, Jimbo says Thunderbolts looks like cookie cutter later Marvel. I'm over it. Well, it probably is.
But that's what I've heard why it's actually better than most of the Marvels have been, is because it's not. Like it's not what you're expecting. It's much more of a cerebral kind of movie. It's a lot more serious.
Because that's what I want from my blockbuster Marvel superhero movies. I want a movie about depression.
Well, and I don't think it's depressing.
No, but it's about depression.
That's not what I'm picking up. It's about
Sentry
like
is depressed, and so is
like the underdog and you know, like.
No, dude, read the shill reviews. Like you said you're on Twitter, right? Go find the shills because they're the ones that are saying it's perfect, and they. No,
I skip. I don't even read what any of those people say.
Well, those are the only people that are saying it's good, or the shill accounts. Everybody else is saying it's not a garbage movie. Yes, it is.
Who are you seeing that's saying it's garbage? Everybody I've seen says
Verbal Riot, Film
it's
Threat,
at least decent.
Those two guys so far, because reviews are just now coming out, but I trust Verbal Riot more than a lot of people, and he says it's a garbage movie. And
I don't know, man. I trust 3C, Cody Leach, and Sean Chandler. Those three guys.
Okay, I like Cody. Here's the thing: I like Cody. I like him a lot. I think he's too nice.
Nice.
I think he's too nice.
He is super negative.
No, I'm negative.
He gets buried for being negative. No, you're a hater. There's a difference.
I'm one below negative. I'm a hater.
There's a difference. Like being because Cody, I think, is a realist, but he gets buried a lot for just same way I get for being overly positive. He gets buried for being overly negative.
I think he's too
but
nice.
I think he's pretty. I think he's just honest with his own. Like Cody very much knows.
I don't think he's
himself. So like anything he says is just
smoke.
Yeah,
I don't think he's blowing smoke. I just think he's too nice to movies. That's all. That's all. That's all. I'm getting roasted.
People, but he's one of those people that kind of falls somewhere in the spectrum of what I am, where I'm not exactly a critic, but I'm also not really a fan either. Like Cody is like me and him both started out basically as being fans, and now he is definitely considered a critic. He's a member of the critic. What is it? The critic, whatever. I forget the name of it. But he's still, I don't know. I think there's this angle of where you have to be critical. To be a critic doesn't mean you have to be critical. And there's a lot of critics that think they take that on their sleeve. Like they have to be critical of everything and not enjoy anything. And it's like, fuck that. You can enjoy shit and still be a critic.
You can.
Hey, Marvin. Welcome aboard, man.
Mervin Richardson, new member. Where is he? Mervin Richardson, new member on Ghost Pirate. What's up, buddy?
Yeah. And if it's not a he, then she. Either way, welcome. Well, I think that's a guy, but like maybe the name.
We'll say dude. Dude is gender neutral. If you care about that shit.
If you're Californian, especially, like in California, man, we call girls call each other dude. Like everybody's dude.
Well, Good Burger laid that precedent.
Yeah, but that's a California thing, and it's very it wasn't until Good Burger where it started being like, oh, that's not normal. Like if you grew up in California, it was like, oh, we didn't realize that wasn't normal. It's like everybody calls each other dude.
All right. So let's get into Leslie. I listen to no one but Kanan and DJ. That's why she's confused all the time.
No, I think between the two of us, she gets a good. I think between the two of us, she gets a good barometer because it's like you're more on the negative side, I'm on the positive side, and she can kind of live in that middle zone,
Okay, let's all right. Well, let's talk about this then. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to?
Well, I think we need to start off with just like a spoiler-free review, and then a warning, like we're going to spoil the shit out of this movie. So anybody that hasn't seen it needs to leave,
Okay.
But I want to make sure that people that are here to hear our opinions on it can get a review from us without us spoiling it.
All right. Well, then I'm just going to read mine.
No, none of that reading junk, man.
Please.
No,
because I don't want to give
nobody wants to do a podcast here. Someone just read a review.
It's my opinion.
Yeah,
fine.
It doesn't matter. You don't got to get all in detail. Just like you don't have to have a perfect fucking review. Just give your opinion.
Okay, my opinion was I thought it was great. I thought it was a great movie. I think it's a great story. I think it's a great original story. I love the characters. I love everybody. Yep. I like and I always forget his name. Delroy Linden, I think his name was. I made sure to call him out. That's why I wanted to. So I wanted to read that. Delroy Lindo.
Slim, the old jazz guy.
Yeah,
the old jazz player. Yeah, dude, he's incredible in it.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite characters, and
like a lot of people are saying he's going to get nominated for an Oscar for that performance. Yeah,
I think this came out too early. You think it's going to get? I think
it'll get some Oscar buzz, but I don't think it'll get nearly as much as it would if it came out towards like the Oscar season. Like if it came out in November, like October, November, this movie would kill. That's part of why The Substance did well is because it came out at the end of summer. You know what I mean? It was starting to get into that season. I think this will get love, the Oscars, though, especially because.
Well, hopefully.
well, I've heard this from a lot of people that are close to the source, and that the Oscars, they don't want to stop praising movies that are like for the art, you know what I mean? They don't want to stop being that, but at the same time, they want to start including movies that are also loved by the public. And so, like, this is a movie that's both. It's like doing well in the box office. That's part of why Oppenheimer did so good, because it was like it did great on every barometer that you could put. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
and it also had that Barbenheimer meme.
But I'm
really
just saying it made a ton of money, and it was also good, and like everybody could agree this is a damn good movie. And I feel like
we're not doing spoilers yet.
Yeah, right. We will warn you. Don't worry. Yeah, but I feel like this movie is making like a lot of money beyond what horror movies usually make. And it has all those qualities too that the Oscars pay attention to. Because, like, dude, the score alone in this movie, if it doesn't get an Oscar nod, like, that's a crime. Like, there's certain things in this that I feel like costume design, score, like those are two that I feel like are no brainers that will get a nod.
Well, so let me finish. Michael B. Jordan obviously was great. The cinematography is fucking gorgeous, and whatever the technique they used to have Michael B. Jordan on screen as both characters for as long as they did was flawless.
Yeah,
that opening scene when they're exchanging the cigarette, I was like, how do they do this?
They have to be doing like a like there's no way they're rotoring it.
They're not rotoscoping it.
No, they're not rotoing it. So like it has to be a body double. So the body is like damn close to his. And then they're doing face swap. And then just kind of CG
man.
in it to blend out the I can't wait to see Corridor Crew do a breakdown of how they did it, because we've seen this done. I mean, we've seen it done forever. Like, this is something that's been done forever, but dude, not as flawless as they did in this. Because, like you said, there were plenty of times where they're interacting with each other.
Yeah, they're both on screen.
Yeah, always in the past, you just have them on this, shot, and you're just literally like rotoing one in, or you're, spleen, what is it called? Screen splitting. You know what I mean? So you're just like cloning. Yeah. But that's not being done here. Cause like, there's plenty of times like they hug, they're interacting with each other plenty. And I think that it's on purpose I know it's on purpose to help you be even more, believing that this is twins. Yeah. And like one of the most brilliant things that they did was the fact that you're introduced to them and almost immediately they go their separate ways. One goes to do this and the other one goes to do this. And so it gives you a chance to learn about these characters as separate individuals. So then when you by the time you see them together again, you're very clear on who Stack is, his personality, what he's all about, and Smoke and who he is and what he's all about.
Yeah. Yeah. So really enjoyed that. And yes, the star of the movie is the music. There are two scenes in this movie that take place inside
because this can be a big spoiler. Like, don't explain why.
I know how to say it. There's two scenes. Yeah. One happens inside the barn. One happens outside that are just awesome. When it comes to
I don't know if I've ever seen a movie where the music and the sound design is as integral of a part of a movie.
Lord of the Rings.
But even that, it's not actually part of the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is so much a part of the mood. I'm not disagreeing with that. But like this, the music is actually a part of the story. You know what I mean? It's like, it's also part that I think.
Oh, well, you mean, okay. Yeah, all right.
Like I said, part of the narrative.
I see what you mean now. Then I would say yes. And honestly, listen, so here's the thing. That's one of we're just going to go off on a little Lord of the Rings rabbit trail. Tiny. One of the complaints of that a lot of people had about the Lord of the Rings movies was that it did not incorporate a lot of Tolkien's songs and poems that he has in the books. And then the extended editions do that. But an argument could be made that if they included a lot more of the songs and poems that Tolkien did in the books, that it would have been.
Yeah, it would have been
a lot more music. But but that's not. I mean, whatever. That's the Lord of the Rings movies.
No,
are perfect,
no, I agree. Like I said, it is the tone setter of Lord of the Rings. You know what I mean? Like there are so many moments in that movie, that it is what makes you feel the feelings you have. When it's a moment like when they're first setting off on the adventure, the music that's playing there, the way it swells and everything, you just get this overwhelmed. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it right now, but like the feeling of you're about to go on this amazing adventure and it makes you feel like you're Frodo. You could feel his excitement and his, nervousness and like all of that. And it's because of the score. So like, I'm not at all downplaying that. I'm just saying like, but yeah, I don't want to I'll expand on this more later when we get into the spoiler stuff, because that is a big spoiler of the movie.
Yeah, so the standout is the score, and the guy who did the score is a guy named Ludwig Göransson, who also did the score for a couple of different movies. He did it for Oppenheimer, and he did it for Creed and Wakanda Forever. So he's been working with Ryan.
Yeah, with Coogler. Yep.
He did the score for both Black Panther movies.
But
yeah,
so the cinematographer too, right? Didn't the cinematographer work with Ryan Coogler on Black Panther?
He worked with him, on Wakanda Forever.
It's so funny because I keep hearing everybody saying the same thing, and I agree that, like, dude, Ryan Coogler should never work with Disney again,
ever,
with Marvel
ever.
Again. Because like,
and listen,
because like he did amazing with Creed. You know what I mean? Like
I still have to see Creed. I haven't seen it yet. I need to see it.
Yeah, I mean, he's shown that he is an amazing filmmaker, but like this, especially because it's like the next thing he did after Wakanda Forever, everybody's just like, yeah, dude, that's just, and it's what I was telling you about.
And this is the thing. So
it's the same thing with what's his name God, the guy that did Evil Dead.
Sam Raimi.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Sam Raimi. It's like, dude, we all know what a great filmmaker he is. And then, like some of Multiverse of Madness, you could feel him, but for like at least, over half of that movie, you could feel the presence of Marvel just fucking shit up.
Well, now I lost. Oh no, never mind. So I don't have a lot of comments on my review of Sinners yet, but the comments that I do have are people shitting on me about saying that Black Panther are bad movies, and like they're not talking about the Sinners movie at all. It's like, guys, relax, okay? We're not.
I don't agree that. I think the first Black Panther is good. I think it's one of the better Marvel movies.
It's not.
I do agree as far as Wakanda Forever. I agree. Like that movie is like, yeah.
Yo, Jimbo, get out of your apartment, dude. Sorry, Yo, Jimbo's been in the chat saying that the fire alarm's going off, but he's not moving, and now he's saying he's smelling smoke. Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, make sure you're not burning, dude.
Yeah, do not make sure your building is not burning, dude.
Spontaneous human combustion and shit. Oh shit. 90 Gardner.
90.
Thank you so much. Nini?
How do you pronounce it?
Yeah, I would say Nini. Nini or 90.
Okay. Nini Gardner with the $5. Thanks, guys, for supporting this epic movie. Just saw it again last night. Yeah, I'm probably going to go see this a couple times. I mean, there's just a lot to get out of it. It's very, very good.
Dude, like I actually, and I don't say this, okay, so I saw Nosferatu a couple times. I see like the biggest movies of the year. I'll see it. Like I saw The Substance a couple times. Like the biggest ones, I'll go to a theater and see them a couple times. A lot of movies I see more than once because I'm at the drive-ins and I'm just it's just on while I'm editing. I'm not really watching it, but only a couple of movies a year do I go back to the theater and see it on like a good screen and all that. And like, I love Nosferatu. I thought it was a great movie. But the second time I watched it, I found myself getting bored. With Sinners, dude, I was just completely sucked in again. Oh shit. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm give me a second. I gotta find a different signal. I'm gonna disconnect again. Give me a second.
You seem good now. But yeah, like with Sinners, I was completely immersed in it and I enjoyed it honestly a second time, probably just as much as the first time. Because there's just so much to this movie. There's so much nuance. And like that's something that I get frustrated with a lot of films. Even movies that I recommend and movies that I like whatever. Nuance is something that not enough movies focus on. You know, and it's one of the reasons I love, you know, certain filmmakers, because like Jordan Peele focuses on nuance. You know, Robert Eggers focuses on nuance, like everything from like details you will maybe never notice, but that build out an environment, that build out characters, like little things that people will say. And that's what a movie like this is fun to rewatch, because you know, like there's certain characters, like I forget his name, but the old jazz player, like when you watch it again, there's little things that he says and little movements and things you won't maybe notice on the first time, but on the next time you're just like, I don't know, it's like you just appreciate that character so much more.
Character's name is Delta Slim.
But I wanted to mention the person that I was super impressed with is what's his name?
Which character?
The kid. This is his first acting.
Oh, Miles Catton. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't I have his name on here?
Miles Catton.
Yeah, dude. This is his first role. Not only can he sing like a motherfucker, like his voice is great, but his acting in this, like it's funny, you don't realize, but he like Michael B. Jordan is the star of this movie, right? But the actual central figure, like who you see the eyes through, like the movie kind of through, is him, the kid, Miles Catton. Like he's the, like who he's the, what do you call it? The witness. You know what I mean?
What?
He plays the witness character in the movie. Like, have you ever heard of that term? Like when you're writing a story, the witness is the person who you're seeing the story through the eyes of.
Yes. Sorry. I was distracted. I'm sorry. Yes. He is the witness. Sorry.
Thank you, Mrs.
55 with a $4.99 super sticker.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Not even a comment to go with it. Just here's money.
Just drops it. Just drops it right. Yeah. Right there on the chat. All right. Everybody was so good in this. Haley Steinfeld was great.
Yep. God, talk about sexy. Holy shit. That one scene, dude, when she's like, you could, what she says, she's like, you could rob banks and blah, 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 but you can't steal this pussy for the night. I was like, oh my God, dude. Like everybody, like every guy I've seen comment on this is just like, damn, dude. Damn. And like, it's,
Jack
like she's attractive, but there's those certain women that it's like you can see pictures of them and you're like, yeah, they're beautiful. But the way they move, the way they talk, the personality and all that makes them like a whole nother level hotter. She's one of those. Haley Steinfeld is one of those. Like the way she'll move her lips, the way, you know what I mean? Like her mannerisms, things like that make her like a whole nother level of attractiveness, you know? But also, Wumi Musaku, holy shit, she's good in this. And I've been a fan of hers for a while. Like, she's incredible in His House. Like, that movie is the most underrated fucking movie of the last, like, 5 years. But she is just amazing in it. But everything she's in, she doesn't usually have, like, a big leading role, but she's still damn good in everything. And she's great in this. Like, dude, that whole scene with the baby, like, now I'll be getting into spoiler territory, but like, damn, dude, very emotional stuff.
Yeah.
Are you trying to place who I'm talking about?
Are we getting into? Yeah, I was looking her up. Are we getting?
Yeah, I think we need
spoiler territory.
Yeah, because I want to start getting into some other things that I don't have to worry about what I'm
spoilers.
saying.
We're getting into spoilers because there's a lot more to talk about this movie with spoiler stuff. However,
definitely, if you have not seen this, go and see it. Period.
Right.
Do not watch this anymore. And like, if anybody is still watching this that hasn't seen it, don't come at us and say shit, because we're giving you opportunity to leave and go see this movie, or like not watch this, because the last thing I want is anybody to not get to enjoy this, because it's like, it's one of those movies too where the trailer, I was afraid, spoiled everything, and a lot of people thought that way. It does a little bit, but there's still so much to this movie.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I don't know what else they could have done with the trailer, though, because like, even though it does show a lot, what else could they do? I mean, like, because it doesn't give away a lot of what I think are the most important elements of this movie.
Just don't show. And here comes
vampires.
Don't show the vampire. Like, show that there's like, show that he's like, dangerous.
Hold on. Whoa! Leslie, get the fuck out of here. I know you were talking about going to see this movie.
Leslie just gifted 10 Ghost Pirate memberships. 10
Thank
people.
You so much. And then someone else just going.
Wolfbane with a $10 says Sinners was amazing. Not a word I use a lot. So many genres going on. The horror is bookended by drama, thriller, action, slice of life up against depression era racism. By the way, Haley Steinfeld is equals chameleon 100%. And then Mrs. 55 with a $9.99 says it gave me From Dusk Till Dawn and From vibes, but it was awesome. And the music on the barn went through me when they were showing the evolution of black music. I'm reading the super chat. Shut up.
But that's something I need to like. I don't want to forget to talk about, because I don't understand, and I'm sure you'll be able to explain it more to me. But like, I keep seeing so many comparisons to Dusk Till Dawn, and I'm like baffled by that, because there's only tiny little things that I can see you seeing similarities with this, but it's so different. And it makes me think that if you feel like it's like Dusk Till Dawn, then you kind of missed what makes this movie special.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay. So we're gonna get into spoilers. If anybody is still here after this warning,
already spoiled it.
This is the last warning. No, we didn't. Not. That's nothing about the dude. I knew there were vampires. Everybody knows there's dude.
Okay.
Everybody knows there's vampires.
All right. Yeah. So get out of here.
But like, if there's a
lot
of
haven't
spoiler
seen it,
shit.
We're gonna spoil it. So
yeah. So the Dusk Till Dawn
vampires
thing. Like, they're both vampire movies. Yes, there's brothers, but beyond that, where's the
comparison? Is that this movie starts out as a drama. It starts out as a period piece, and then it flips, like from what Dusk Till Dawn
ever does.
It does flip.
I don't think it ever does.
As soon as you introduce the vampire element, that's where it flips, because you
get the vampire thing like 10 minutes in.
No, you don't.
But yeah, you do. Remember when you first see the vampire come, and the Native Americans or the Indians or whatever are coming after him? That's like 10-15 minutes into the movie.
It doesn't matter when.
But then there's a long stretch after that before it becomes a full-blown vampire movie. But
but that doesn't matter. The twist in Companions is also happens in the first 20 minutes, and it still hits you. There could have been a twist like that. That's why people are comparing it from Dusk Till Dawn. And it takes place in
but Dusk Till Dawn is so different because it's literally like two movies connected.
The difference,
because it doesn't feel anything like the first half of Dusk Till Dawn is a crime thriller, and like feels like it has nothing to do with horror. And then also when it does turn into horror, it's a very different type of horror. Holy shit, dude! People are flooding money in today. Definitely paid for the podcast this month, so thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah, hey, so thank you, Greg, for the super sticker. 999, no comment. Let me see here. So it's not exactly like From Dusk Till Dawn, but you can definitely make those comparisons just with the way that the movie sort of flips when it does. Because
but I guess I don't have a problem with anybody saying that there were things that reminded them of it. And like the comment she was saying, it reminded her of it. That doesn't bother me. Like I could see that a little bit, just like I said, it reminded me of 30 Days a Night. But it's the people that say it is literally just like I can't even tell you how many comments I've had in my review of it, like basically saying that it's a copy. It just copied Dust Till Dawn. And I'm like, you're on crack, dude. It's like,
that is incorrect.
Because like tonally, this movie is so different. That's why I actually picked up more 30 Days of Night, because the emotional level, like the serious nature, the like you caring so much about these characters that are dying, and that's what makes it like a powerful movie. And that's why, like, for me, 30 Days of Night versus, because Dust Till Dawn is silly. You don't ever care about people dying in Dust Till Dawn. It's meant to
more
be
into grindhouse,
schlocky, and it's fun, dude. I love Dust Till Dawn. Like, I absolutely adore Dust Till Dawn. It's just, there's nothing serious about it. It reminds me of a Tales from the Crypt almost like tone, you know?
Yeah. So, all right. What other okay, so the first music
Let's just start breaking it down, and that's where we spoil it. Like, you know, we've already warned everything.
Boy shows up at home the night.
You froze. All right, you're good now.
Let me know back.
You're back. Nope, you froze again. You're like, you'll say one word.
Let me know when I'm
freeze. Back. You look like you're back right now.
So Preacher Boy comes home the night after everything.
God damn it, dude! You
comes in and
you're froze and like computer voice. It's like your visuals look okay, but your audio, we're losing your connection. Something's going on with your connection. Because like you visually look okay, it's just you're freezing.
Okay, well.
All right.
Well, I can't break it down then. I can't break it down then.
I think you're fine.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on. But
go ahead. I think you're good now.
All right. Well, so he comes in. He comes in. I'm sorry. I know I'm having connection issues. My internet's trash. I have a precarious.
You're fine. Just go ahead and you're fine now.
So he comes in, his preacher father, welcomes him in and, tells him to put down the guitar, because, the way that music brings evil and whatever. And he's holding on to the neck of the guitar. And then we flash back to a day later or a day earlier.
A day earlier.
I
love how they do that too, where it's like this movie is sandwiched. You know what I mean? It's like you get this, that shit went down. But
it's a good opening.
Like by the end of there's this nice full circle kind of feel because of doing that. I think it's a cool way of doing that because they show it again. Because like a lot of movies will do and it'll show you what happened up to that moment. But like the fact that they show you all the way up and you see that whole scene again at the end, and then it continues from there.
Well, and it's a good opening too, because, there's a trope in horror movies that you have to have this action-packed opening to get people hooked in. Somebody's got to die when there's got to be that hook, and that's what a lot of people do.
But that's also where they tell, like literally the first scene of the movie tells you there's vampires in this, because when his dad is talking to his dad, he gets flashes of shit that happened, and you see like,
monsters,
of vampires and shit. So I'm just saying, like, this is a horror movie. Like, even if you never saw the trailer, that there's some horror shit going to happen.
I'm watching my network connection just go down and down
all over.
I don't know. It's just I'm going to try to power through it. So we go a day earlier and we meet the Smokestack twins, Michael B. Jordan. And immediately we get this, just the way that they're waiting on this guy, we just get this sense that these guys are just real dudes. They're dressed super nice. I love the coloring that they use in the costumes, like Smoke's,
and the hat. They each have like
Smoke's
different
got
hat.
Smoke's got a red hat. Stack's got a blue hat. I think that's what it is.
Yep.
And just the way.
But even later in the movie, they change hats, but they still always have like different headwear. And like that's kind of the main way you know the difference between the two of them. Yeah, and Smoke is always smoking.
Oh, I thought they both smoked.
I don't know if Stack does, but I know Smoke is always trying to smoke because he's always like, I need a cigarette, or has one. You know what I mean?
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
We see even at the end where he's trying to smoke and he can't fucking find or can't get his lighter to work.
Yeah.
Which I've seen a few people say it's ironic and these how Smoke can't light his own cigarette.
And these are
in the movie, and I don't know what this means, but I don't think you ever see him actually light his own cigarette in the movie. And is that because he's afraid of fire?
I wasn't paying attention. Maybe.
Because remember, he's afraid of fire.
Yeah. I wasn't paying attention to that detail for whatever reason. But anyway, you get to see these guys, and they're trying to buy a barn from a racist. Let's just say it's pretty on the nose.
You find, I think they already know, like they already knew he was involved with the Klan.
Yeah,
is what I'm guessing. Because even though, like, because they say to him, "You or any of your Klan buddies," and he's like, "The Klan doesn't exist anymore." So like, because it's been 7 years. It's been 7 years since these brothers were there. Like they went off. And we find out throughout the movie that they went off to World War II, right? Or one.
One.
No, it would have been 2. This takes place in 1930 something, right?
That's World War I. World War II takes place.
No, World War I was like 1917.
So I'm looking.
Because World War II was like the 30s to the 40s, right?
So they would have been, that would have been World War I.
Oh yeah, because it's been a few years too, because they've been in Chicago.
Yeah.
So World War I was what? It was 1930.
I don't know, but it's 1932, so it's a little bit one.
Damn.
And I'm lagging again.
Yep.
So they go to purchase a sawmill.
No, dude. World War I is 1914 to 1918. That's World War I. World War II is 1939 to 1945. So yeah, I guess.
So yeah, they're World War I.
Yeah, it would have been World War I. But that doesn't make sense, dude. Because World War I was over by 1918. So they must have come back 40s? From World War I. What? They must have come back from World War I, lived in this city again for a while, and then left to Chicago. Because if they've only been gone 7 years, and this is 1932, you know what I mean? They had to have been back for a while after World War I.
Yeah.
No, because they talk about fighting Nazis.
A tight window.
Dude. They talk about fighting Nazis.
There were Nazis in World War I.
No, dude. This movie wasn't. It couldn't have been the 30s. It must have been the 40s.
It's like October 19. I can't believe we're arguing about this. 1932, and
well, we wouldn't be arguing if your connection wasn't so fucked and I can't hear most of what you're saying.
It's literally the plot reads in 1932, identical twins, and
Yeah, so it is 32. That's just strange. I wonder why the years are so odd. Because they would have been.
I don't think it's that big of a detail.
Well, I guess it would make sense because they're probably like 30 years old, right?
No, they're in their 40s.
What? No, they're not. They're supposed to be like, dude, they're not supposed to be in their 40s. Michael B. Jordan isn't even 40 in real life, I don't think. Or just barely. Yeah, dude, he's 38. There's no way that they're meant to be in their 40s. I think they're meant to be like early 30s. Because Haley Steinfeld is definitely not in her like late 30s. She's like early 30s.
I can't. Okay. I think we're.
Dude, you got to do something about your connection. It is so bad. Right. Like, I don't know what you're saying. I hear one little. All right. Hopefully he'll get it fixed. Can you guys see me okay now? Yeah, smoke break. Yeah, I don't know how long he will be gone, but so it's just me and you guys for the moment. Leslie, have you seen Sinners yet? Because, like, I don't want everybody, like, dude, if you guys have not seen Sinners, you should not be here. Yeah, then you need to not listen to the stream anymore, woman. Because, like, we're spoiling the shit out of this movie, and it's going to get even more spoilery. And there is so much, like, awesomeness about this movie. You can always come back and watch this podcast later on to hear us talk about it after you've seen it. Because, like, I will feel so bad if I spoil this movie for people. Because, like, this genuinely is one of the best movies we've had in a while. You know, like, it's one of those crazy movies that's so good that it's being hyped up, like crazy hyped, and yet I haven't heard anybody saying that that they go and see it and they're disappointed. You're a jerk, Leslie. I'm going to feel so bad that you're going to see this movie and already know all the shit, but whatever. You're a grown-ass woman, which is exactly what you would say to me. DJ was joking about saying that is stupid thinking. Terrifier is dumb, but I do agree with you that furries are weird. Sorry, Kanan. I really like you. You're amazing, but I agree. I never said that furries weren't weird. And I didn't say that there's anything wrong with thinking that it's weird. I had an issue with if you say that there's something wrong with those people. Like, that's my issue. It's like, there's nothing wrong with, you know, like having different taste in things. Like, there's lots of people that think I'm weird, and that's fine. They're entitled to think I look weird or am weird or whatever. You know, any people think that all horror fans are weird, but it's still should be people saying something's wrong with us, looking down their nose at us, or saying we shouldn't be allowed to be this way or any of that. That's where I have an issue. It's not, there's nothing wrong with you thinking something is weird and not getting it. There's tons of things that I don't get, but like, everybody's entitled to be their own unique self. Yeah, as long as they're not using litter boxes. But even then, as long as they're not using my litter box, or they're not in my house, or I'm not having to watch them use a litter box, like, I don't fucking care. If you want to use a litter box, go ahead, be a weirdo. I don't care. Like, you know, like, that's weird, but okay, whatever. You missed what, CJ? DJ he didn't miss the stream. DJ's having problems with his connection. And it looks like my connection is not great either. I don't know what the hell's going on. Can you guys see me okay? Am I choppy? My audio or video? I don't know what is going on, why the connection is so bad today for me and him both. I mean, we're on opposite sides of the country. I think it looks like my feed's okay. Well, Fuzzy's fine, but I think that might also be to do with lighting. Hold on. There we go. Is that less fuzzy now? I always forget I need to do that and get my camera to focus. Like this tab or laptop doesn't like this because of the lighting. Oh, you should see my little rats. They're over there at their cage going like this. They take their little paws and they put them up in the cage and they go like this and they do this yawn thing. And it's basically them trying to seduce me into giving them more food. They're so fat. As long as I sound okay, like I never worry about the visual part. But I think I'm a lot clearer now. It's just like a focus thing. I don't know why it's that way. No, I am still blurry as shit. Oh well, sorry. I don't know why my connection is so shitty. But as long as you guys can hear me. It's even more pixeled out. Whatever. As long as you can hear me. Yeah, it's the connection. I have like literally 1 bar of internet connection right now. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, apparently DJ isn't coming back. I don't know what the deal is. It sucks, man. We've been waiting to have this conversation. So have you guys all seen it? I'm hoping you guys have all seen Sinners and are not letting this movie be ruined for you. My mom finds it weird that I enjoyed Human Centipede when it came out. At least she watches horror movies with me, and she enjoys most of them, including the more weird ones like Crimes of the Future. Yeah, I mean, I love Human Centipede. Like, you know, it's a weird ass fucking movie, but like, I don't know, man. I guess I'm weird because I think weird is good. Like, I like that people are different and that there's different forms of art, you know, because like, for instance, the new David Cronenberg movie, it's weird as shit. Like, it is super fucking weird, but I love that about it. You know, like, it's not a perfect movie. I definitely have issues with it. Pacing issues and dialogue issues and whatever, but like, it is really bizarre and dark and creepy and just the weirdest way. But I love that, you know, I love the uniqueness of weird. So like, I hope the world never stops being weird. Slack Wolf Vampire says, I care about animals. That's where I draw the line. And no, Kanan, I haven't watched Sinners. And by the way, Kanan, I just got Shudder because of you. Thank you. Good. There's lots of great things on Shudder and lots of great things about to come. They just announced today that Ugly Stepsister, which is the other movie that everybody should be watching, drops this month, or it either drops in May or June. I think it drops in May. I saw a thing that said it was dropping next month, but since we're still technically in April, I think they meant May. I'm looking it up for you guys. Damn it. Yeah, it's going to start streaming in May. So I don't know the exact date yet. I think probably late May, but definitely you guys need to see that movie. It is so cool, so weird. And I don't want to say anything else about it because it's such a cool movie. Like, try to not let it get spoiled for you. So like, don't listen to anybody if they start talking about it. Cause like the less you know about that movie, the better.
What are you doing with these settings?
Hey. Hold on. My headphones are turned off. Hold on. I didn't do anything to the settings. The whole stream shut down and I came back in.
It did? The stream shut down?
Yeah. It booted me. I think when you left, it booted me as well. I don't know. I just know that I don't.
What?
Like my page crashed, but my connection's shit too, man. Like I have a battle in my connection. I have one bar, but everybody says they can hear me fine, even though I look choppy.
Well, sorry about my shit. It's just a bad, I just have a bad connection is all, and there's no fixing
Oh, dude, you're way clearer than me, man. I'm watching the stream on my phone right now. Like, at least you look clear. I look all fuzzy, but whatever.
That's okay. All right. So what were you talking about? Are we off Sinners now, or are we going to go back?
Well, there's a lot more to talk about it. Or a lot more to talk about with it, but
I mean, yeah, okay, so I just don't know if I'm in the mood now. Like, I'm so pissed off about this fucking internet.
I know it's frustrating.
But it's great. And the two most important scenes are the music scenes, one inside the bar and one outside.
I think there's lots of people here now that have not seen it.
Oh, everybody came back?
I think there's a number of people that are joined. Okay, we'll give it a few minutes. In the comments, let us know. Do you guys want to hear us continue to talk about Sinners? Spoiler, or we could talk about other things. What do you guys want us to talk about? Because I don't want to ruin this movie for people. Like, this is one of those movies, like the same way with The Substance last year, where it's like I just wouldn't talk about spoilers. Like, I didn't even care what it was because I just didn't want anybody to be like, fucking ruined it for me. Because there's just, you get those movies, like maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 a year, where it's like that. If you're a fan of horror, it's like a must see, you know. And this is definitely one of those.
Yeah.
It's also one that I saw it on a big ass fucking IMAX type of screen, and I think like XD, not quite IMAX, but pretty close. And like, I highly recommend seeing it on a big ass screen with really good sound.
We're getting a lot of people saying no spoilers, so we'll just move on.
Yeah, that's fine.
But go see it. It's a great movie.
Yep, it's incredible.
This is one of the times that Kanan and I agree about what's about a good movie. So
yeah, maybe we'll talk more about it, you know, next week.
If you want my full review, just hop over to the Horror Sucks channel and watch my review.
Yeah.
If you want.
Same with me. I posted a review video the week it came out. So
yeah. So
good, Leslie. You don't have to turn your sound.
We're not. Yeah. You can turn your sound up. Thank you. Let me look at because there was another bit of news that I think we could talk about.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of news this past week, but now I'm like struggling to remember.
Like
I was saying, Ugly Stepsister gets dropped on Shudder this month, so in May. That was just announced. So definitely put that on your calendars. Love, Death, and Robots season 4 drops on Netflix on the 13th, I think. I talk about it in my most recent video, but that was also just announced. So
I'm gonna give that I'm not seeing any actual news to talk about, but I'm going to give season 4 of Love, Death, and Robots, I'm going to give it 3 episodes. And if it's as bad as the last 2 seasons, then I'm going to not finish.
Every season to me is the same. There's like episodes that are awesome and like stick with me, and then there's ones that are just bored.
Season 1, I think there was only one episode that I would say was
the season
not great, and that was season 1.
Season with the giant dead man. Was that season 1?
No, I think that was season 3.
Because dude, that episode was dope, dude, and hell is stuck with me.
Season 3, the dead man. Wait, was that season 2? I think that was season 2. Yeah, because season 3, all of these are just so fucking boring. Season 2.
I don't know. I always enjoy it because I just love the different animation.
Drowned Giant. Yeah, the Drowned Giant.
Yeah, I just always love the different animation styles. And so, like, even if I don't love the stories of every episode, I don't know. It's one of those things that I love that it exists. I may not love everything about it in every episode or whatever, but I love that it exists.
I mean, yeah, it's just, I don't know what happened to the writing. Like, and because the first season is just incredible.
But it's every like always different people involved. So, and I think that's part of it. It's not like the same people are coming back for each season. It's a whole different team of writers, different team of animators. Like, you know, every season is like different new people. And so
it just sucks that like season 2 and 3 are just, for me, it was just so just underwhelming. Whereas season 1, it was just every episode was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I tried watching that, what is it? Secret Levels show on Amazon. It was like video game stuff. The only one, it was similar to Love, Death, and Robots. I think it's called Secret Levels. It's similar to Love, Death, and Robots, where it's a bunch of short films that happen in video game universes or board game. Like there's a D&D one. And the only one that I thought was good was the Warhammer 40K one.
I have another trailer that we should watch.
Okay.
They just dropped it today. The trailer for Fear Street Prom Queen.
Oh, that's right. I did see that. Yeah. Okay. Let's watch this trailer.
It pisses me off, dude. So like on Monday, I dropped a video of things coming to Netflix this month or whatever, and I talk about this movie because it's comes out at the end of May. It's like the 28th of May, I think, or whatever. And I was like, I know as soon as I drop this video, they're gonna release the trailer. And so like, of course, I just released the trailer or the video like 2 days ago, and now they released the trailer. And so it's like the footage I put in my video was like still shots and sneak peek video, whatever, but like not the actual trailer. So yeah, it's just like Murphy's Law.
All right, here's Fear Street Prom Queen.
Coming to you live from Shadyside High.
Why is my captions? Get that garbage out of here.
2 days to go until senior prom,
this is a
and anything could happen.
I don't. Oh God,
dude! Every trailer I have to cut out. I tell you this, like it doesn't matter.
That's dope. Did you see that?
Could happen.
Did she cut off her own arm? Oh, it's just fake.
Megan Rogers, principal's office right now.
Yeah, she's getting hella trouble for doing that in school.
I love that. That's awesome. That reminds me of that reminds me of the Ginger Snaps opening credits.
Yeah, where she's all pretending to be dead in the fence.
Yeah, and those are just fantastic opening credits. And I love that movie so much.
That's why I'm looking forward to this movie. Like I know it's not going to be anything all serious or whatever, but like that's why I really liked the first Fear Street movies. Like I love
I thought they were all
different time periods, and like they're just a kind of a fun movie that's lighthearted. It's like lighthearted slasher horror, you know.
I thought they were decent. I enjoyed them.
Baby, do you know that's worth
Miss Granger, this is your time to shine. This is the new Shady Side, the promise of a bright future. This is your chance to fulfill that promise.
I'm trying to win prom queen, but I am never going to find a prom dress.
This
You're
is what,
so
supposed to be
gonna
like
win prom queen.
85 or something, 87?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Welcome, class of 88, to your senior
88,
prom.
okay.
Hi. Hi.
If you make a fool of me, this will
Were
be
you
the
alive
end of
yet?
you.
You weren't alive yet, were you?
In 88,
Yeah.
I was 1. I was 1 in 88.
I remember 88. That's why I was able to guess the year.
Yeah.
Because, like, the look of things between 85 and 89, those years have a certain
It's Shady
look.
Side.
But then they dramatically changed in
When's it all going to go
1990.
wrong?
I like the look of this killer, too.
Yeah, that's a cool look.
Like,
I
I
just
actually,
saw something in the hallway.
the thumbnail for my video is just him, like, isolated. And the mask he's wearing is fucking cool. It's like this almost weird old man like face, but it's like copper.
Yeah.
I think they have a still shot in this trailer of it, but
yes, Mr. Halloween, we always get the majority of our viewers on Ghost Pirate side. It is what it is.
Yep.
Sorry. We want everybody to be watching on the Death Rattle side, but I think that's only going to happen when we start solo streaming over there, which I don't know. We haven't talked about that yet. But...
I just don't worry about it. It just is what it is.
Well,
like,
I think
we share this at this point, so it's just whatever. Yeah, but that's why I don't think
everybody wants to talk to everybody, and like, so we're one of these days we're gonna have to pick a channel, but it's, I mean, not pick.
But if
a
we
channel,
but if we get viral or whatever, then it won't matter which channel that this is airing on, because we could, parlay that into whatever. So,
well, yeah, we just at some point we need to talk about migrating, but anyway. Let's keep going with this.
Megan, go!
I know how it sounds. A whole bunch of people have disappeared. Where are all the prom queens?
Now it looks a lot better.
We're trapped. How do we get out of here?
Wowzers.
This is a very special night, and someone is ruining it. Put the music back on.
Yeah. I love that they lean into the gore as well.
Yeah.
You having a good night?
Because that's like the big thing that separates it from like other teeny shit. Because like other teen stuff like this would be PG-13 and you wouldn't get decapitations or gore or whatever. And like
I hope we get a whole bunch. Never mind.
What?
Nothing.
You're gonna say something to get yourself canceled?
Yeah.
I want to see a whole bunch of teen girl boobs.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna say that. No,
Okay.
I'm fine with that. No,
sorry, I'll say that for us.
Yeah, no.
They didn't show any of that. Like
no.
The first ones, there was no nudity in them. I don't think.
No, there's not. These are gonna be.
Yeah.
If it's gonna be R, it's gonna be a soft R. I think weren't the other ones R as well?
No, yeah, but this is. They weren't soft R. Like I said, they showed the gore. That's what I mean. Why it separates itself, like, because they do show the gore. Like that's what separates it from like other teen fare, like other teen kind of horror. Is because they'll do PG-13, but these go into the R rating because it's on Netflix. They can get away with it. They don't have to like, you know what I mean? They don't have to worry about it not getting views. Like if it's going to go to theaters, that's the one thing I really like about straight to streaming stuff is that you don't have to have stuff get neutered. Like we saw with Megan, where it's like, they got to make sure it's PG-13 so that wide enough audience can go see it in theaters.
Mathregan 2.0 looks so fucking bad.
Dude, I don't get why people are so into it. I don't understand. It's one of those few times where like I feel like a hater, but I'm like the first one was okay, but this one just looks so dumb. Yeah. It looks like everything that I did like about that first movie, they just took out.
Yo, Jimbo, you should watch the Fear Streets, man. They're pretty good.
Yeah. Some of them are better than others. Like I think I liked the second one the most. Was that the second one, the 1984 one?
Yeah. I think
I like that the most
because
I could relate to it the most. Hold on, the first one was what year was the first one?
I don't remember.
Wasn't like one of them like early 2000s? Because it was like it went back like
90, oh yeah, 1 is 94, 2 is 78, and I think I like 94 better than 78.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I did. So the first one is the one I like the most.
Yeah, the first one is. Yeah, and I'm just hoping that. Fuck it.
But I thought it was cool how they like kind of did a style for the like each one wasn't just the year. It like kind of adapted a certain style of horror that, you know what I mean? Because like the first one felt like a Scream, you know, like a I Know What You Did Last Summer type of slasher. Then the next one was 78 and it felt totally like Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
they're all three good enough movies. I just think the first one's the best.
Let
me see.
Yeah.
Citizen says
I didn't remember which one it was.
Citizen Sleeve says at some point I'd highly recommend just streaming the podcast on Death Rattle because it'll affect Ghost Pirate in relation to Kanan's other content. I've got a few mates.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
It says we were very big YouTubers and both did the same separate podcast channel.
It doesn't affect the Ghost Pirate channel because it is just totally different. It doesn't confuse the algorithm. The algorithm doesn't push it, so it's not like really helping it per se, but it doesn't hurt it though either.
I think we're gonna move over here to the Death Rattle just at some point and just only do Death Rattle at some point.
I just think we need to I just look at it like I feel this way about it. We need to do that at the same time we also start doing an audio version that can be streamed on, you know, the audio platforms too.
Yeah.
And also just kind of taking this a little more serious, you know, putting a little more effort and time and whatnot into it.
I need to do an intro. You're right. You're right.
But it's just everything, like the production and just
it'll slow
everything.
The production of this show is better than a lot of similar shows.
I'm not saying that it is hurting us. I'm just saying like that's when we should also do those things too.
All right. Know? Well, we'll talk about it, guys. Don't worry, but it's going to happen. Seiya says he was going to say boobs. I wasn't. Surprisingly, but no, I wasn't going to.
But I did, of course, because I always have boobs on the mind.
So do I. But I
prefer them to be 18 and over, though.
Yes, specifically. Moses says, I enjoy these episodes. I'd subscribe to Death Rattle, to the Death Rattle kid. I'm half blind. So if you just up the, here's the link. I will get that. Talk about something.
I mean, we usually always recommend people going over there. But anyway, the reason I don't think it affects the Ghost Pirate channel is because it's not really a podcast. It's more of a live stream, and everybody does live stream, and the algorithm understands the different type of content. Like it's not a video. If like we were doing things that were similar to the videos, then I think it would affect. But because it's basically a live stream, it's not just a faceless audio. You know, because we're not like this channel isn't set up as a podcast channel, so
right. Whereas
a live stream,
Death Rattle is. So here's the there's the YouTube link. You can click it in the chat, and you can go subscribe and watch us over there. That'd be great. Moses says, I just watched The Barn and The Barn Part 2 on Tubi. Boobs. Yes, there are boobs in those movies. And they're
Isn't there a way to, because I feel, isn't there a way to like stream from Death Rattle and share it out?
What?
So that everybody is still funneled in
No, we can just simultaneously stream, and that's what we've been doing.
No, I know, but like I think there's a way to share. Like we could, because we could share the link. Like every week, we could just still share the link, and so if you want to watch it, you just go to the Death Rattle.
Right.
So that way people aren't. Yeah. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Slack Wolf says, I just don't want them to inject politicalness into the fierce. Well, they already did.
Yeah, they all.
I mean,
are.
you can see it. Yeah, there's some pretty woke stuff in all of them.
But they're based on books. Like they're actually based on those books.
They're based on the books, but I'm not sure. And listen, I didn't read Fear Street a lot. I was Goosebumps. I read a lot of Goosebumps, but
some of the stuff that was in those movies is in those books.
Well, yeah, I hope so.
I don't know about the lesbian stuff of like the
that's
last
what I
one.
mean. I don't think there's lesbians in Fear Street. There might be. I don't know. There might be, but
yeah,
there
might be though, because those were what
Netflix.
Were like the late 90s.
Yeah, it's Netflix, so you know they have
and
to have the message in there.
Yeah, it is my issue with Netflix and a lot of people's. It's like I don't know. It's frustrating when it's like, why can't we talk about these things without making it like for instance, Sinners. Like I've seen a number of people say it's a great black horror movie, and I'm like, what?
No, it's not.
It's a great fucking horror movie.
Yeah,
like I hate that shit. Like and it's like.
There's no such thing as black horror and white horror and Asian horror. Like the only Asian horror is just because it comes from Asia. It's not because it's a group of people that made it. Like it's horror. It's a fucking horror movie. Yeah,
it's just sorry. There's African horror.
We're not claiming movies based on culture.
Yeah, I hate that. Like
that's fucking stupid.
And I feel the same way when it comes to lesbian, gay, like LGBTQ elements or whatever. Like just make a good fucking horror movie. Nobody. Like people are kind of like most people are past that at this point. It's like if there's a gay character in it, okay, fine. But why do you got to make a big deal out of it and be like, oh, this is a message? You know what I mean? It's like, dude, like
because it's pandering. Netflix doesn't actually care.
Thank you. That was the word I was looking for. And well, I don't agree with that. I think Netflix more so than Disney. Netflix is trying to like they are standing like they got a lot of shit from the like right wing, people because they are standing up for certain things. So like Netflix, I think does care, but I do feel like they go overboard and too much into that. Whereas like Disney just does it trying to make fucking money. They're just like, they don't care. They're not trying to actually help out LGBTQ people or, you know what I mean? They're not trying to do any good by anybody. They're just trying to make fucking money. Like Netflix I feel like does it because they're trying to make a difference, they're trying to do good, but I feel like they can take it too far.
Yeah, but you're not doing good. That's not doing good when you're just pandering to people. You're not, it's not good. You're just pandering. That's all you're doing. Yeah, Heather says,
I'm just saying I think it comes from a good place. I don't like the execution is what is the difference to me.
Heather says, actually, I read all the Fear Street books and the first 3 Fear Street movies were in name only. They didn't have anything to do with the books. Oh, well, then there you go.
Oh, okay. I haven't read any of them. I don't think either of us were pretending that we knew. Like, no. Yeah, neither of us have read them. I just thought they were based on the books.
Mr. Wonderful says there needs to be more boobs in movies.
Hold on, no. They got to be connected to the book somehow because, like, were they written by the writer that did some of
R.L. Stine?
Because isn't R.L. Stine? Yeah, because they're produced, or aren't they like executive producers or something like that by R.L. Stine?
It just says based on Fear Street.
Yeah.
Screenwriters, no. The screenwriters are Lee Janik and Phil Grazadier. How the fuck do you say that?
No, I'm not saying the screenplay was written by. I'm saying like
this. Yeah, look,
because how is it?
It has nothing to do with the writing of the. Look at it. I'm reading it here. Hang on. I'll share the screen. I'll share the screen so everybody.
Who owns the Fear Street name? Then is it not R.L. Stine?
Probably not. Where the fuck? There we go. Okay. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can see this.
Was it just simply bought from him, like purchased from him?
So Yeah, Fear Street Part 1, screenwriters Lee Janik and Phil Grazzati, blah, blah. Story by Lee Janik and Kylie Kylan. So like these are like, so it looks like Lee Janik and Phil Grazzati. Grazzati. I don't.
Yeah, Grazzati. Yeah.
Anyway, it looks like they're the head writers, and then Zach Olkowitz comes in as a writer, and then
so they're just inspired by that type of content. That's fine.
Yeah. So,
but what I'm wondering is who owns the name? Like, R.L. Stine had to have sold the name, right? Or did he never own the name? Because I know Fear Street is spinoffs of Goosebumps, but like, were they not created by him?
The movies? No.
No. The books, the Fear Street books.
Yes.
Were they not written by R.L. Stine?
Yes, they are written by R.L. Stine.
So he just simply sold them the name, not any of the stories?
Apparently.
Because like I wonder if these are inspired from certain books or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like why even connect it to the Fear Street in the first place? It's not like it was a popular thing. Like most everybody I know when they first were coming out was like, what's Fear Street? And like had to explain what it was. So like it wasn't like it was a big IP like Goosebumps.
I don't know, man. But yeah, that's Heather says she read them, and the movies don't have anything to do with the book. So I gotta go by what she said because I'm
not doubting her. I'm not doubting that. I'm just wondering like did he just simply sell them the name only, or did he also?
They could have bought the right. I mean, but once you buy. But once who knows? But once you buy the rights to something, that means you just have the rights to use it. It doesn't mean you have to. I mean, look at what fucking Rings of Power.
But that's what I'm wondering.
Rings of Power if he didn't. That Rings of Power has nothing to do with Lord of the Rings, the Silmarillion, or anything that Tolkien wrote. But they're still making a Lord of the. They're trying to pass it off as Lord of the Rings. So
it's still in that universe.
Doesn't mean you have to use it. Huh? Yeah,
and that's what I'm wondering is it just simply that they bought the name only from him, or did they buy like the whole, does that like the books and all, and they just are choosing to not use or use sporadically, or you know what I mean?
I don't know.
So
whatever. Sleeve as asking if we've seen Locked yet with Skarsgård and Hopkins. Said it's pretty decent. Didn't that go straight to streaming?
Dude, no, I watched it in theaters. I did a whole review on it. Who said that?
Citizen Sleeve said it's pretty decent.
I swear, yeah, dude. I swear I told you about it, Citizen Sleeve.
Is it good?
Dude, it's amazing. It's my third best movie of the year right now.
Why haven't I heard anything about it then? I gotta go see it.
It's like right now, or no, fourth. I'd have it fourth best. Dude, I talked about it on the podcast as well as I reviewed it on the channel. But
oh my god, I'm sorry.
Because like right now, I would have Sinners as number one with a close second and Ugly Stepsister. Then I would have The Rule of Ginny Penn, and then I would have Locked.
Well, then I need to see Locked.
The assessment is right there too, but it's not really horror. So if it was a little more horror and I felt comfortable calling it a horror movie, like it would be near my number one because the assessment is amazing, but it's just a really uncomfortable, weird drama.
I'm looking at my Cinemark app right now.
No, Locked I think Locked just dropped to streaming like this week.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, then I'll watch
and I think that's why people are talking about it. I think it just dropped as a streaming. Like you can
I saw one trailer for it and then didn't see anything else about it.
Yeah, no, it didn't, dude. It didn't. I don't even think it made $1 million opening week.
Jesus.
Yeah, like it's.
I have to see Until Dawn.
It's so fucking good, dude. It's so fucking good. Like it's just so frustrating. It's just like The Ugly Stepsister, dude. Nobody fucking saw it.
Oh, Revenge of the Sith is back in theaters. I gotta go see that.
Yeah, it's $14.99 to rent right now. To rent Locked.
Oh, all right. I'll do that. All right. Let's get through some chats because I'm getting tired. I want to go to bed.
What is it? It's fucking what, almost, 8, 9 o'clock there?
It's almost 9 o'clock here. Yeah,
fucking
man.
Old man. Jesus.
I am an old man.
Dude, I was up till 4 a.m. last night.
I'm the most boomer millennial out there.
I slept like 3 hours.
Mr. Halloween says, have you guys seen The Dark and the Wicked? Your thoughts? I absolutely loved it to death. I don't know how I missed this gem. excuse me, for as long as I did.
There's another person I need to yell at. I literally dude, did you not? Okay, most of you guys I know have seen my video of 10 movies that are actually scary, because it's like over 40 or almost at 40,000 views right now. And I talk about that movie in that video.
Get on it, guys. You claim to like Kanan.
I think some people are just forgetting that, like, they saw it, me talk about it or something. Like, that happens all the time when people are like, someone told me about it. I'm like, it was me. Like, what do you mean someone told you about it?
Heather says, I think they had production rights. Slackwolf says, I love
a lot of
R.L.
things.
Stein.
It's like they'll buy a rights only to make it into a TV series or only into making it a movie, or, it's like the whole deal with Friday the 13th, where A24 bought the rights, but they only have the rights to make it into a TV series. They don't have the rights to make a movie or whatever. And so it's probably something like that, where they did buy it from R.L. Stein, but not to do anything other than making movies with that. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Prop Dude says, do you think the popcorn bucket frenzy is dying? I would say yes, but only because
I think the hype is calming down, because like it was at a crazy hype, but I don't think it's dying either. I think it's just kind of settling into where it's going to be
leveling off. Yeah. Just because, and the problem is like these popcorn buckets would be more collectible if these movies were better.
Yeah, there's that.
And so I think
that's like when you have like Snow White that comes out with like 5 different fucking buckets, and then it's an awful movie and nobody buys the bucket.
Right. And it's just like, why do you have this? This movie's
But what's funny is those are the buckets that'll someday be worth a bunch of money, though, because like nobody bought them. You know what I mean? And so like whoever does have them, it'll be a collectible. But
yeah,
the thing about the buckets is people aren't collecting them because of the value, which is like something that is kind of a unique thing. Because like for the last 30 years, people collect things because they think it's going to have money value, right? The buckets are a fun thing because I don't think a lot of people are collecting them for the value of them, but actually back to the honest way of collecting things, where
it's the novelty of having
it fun and you enjoy it. Yeah.
Jasmine says, DJ, did you watch Super Deep yet? I have not. I'm sorry. My list is a million miles long and I just haven't got to that. But
dude, the effects in Super Deep. You're not going to be a fan of the movie. It's super slow. And just the story and the dialogue and stuff, I just don't think is quite there. But like, dude, the special effects and the ending of that.
Maybe I'll like it for that. I gotta watch it because we're halfway to Halloween.
We're over halfway.
No, there's some
May, June, July, August, September, October. Yeah, I guess. So tomorrow is exactly debate, 6 months. Huh?
I would say we're halfway to Halloween. So as soon as I get off this show, I'm watching a horror movie because I was hoping to watch 2, but my day. But to me, up.
Halloween starts August 30th, 31st, whatever.
I would say that too. Yeah, 30, Halloween for me is definitely September 1st. Halloween season starts. Yeah, that's it.
Hold on, how Terry many days says this is 31 in August, right?
Yeah.
Because that's when it starts to me. Because that's when you start seeing the Spirit Halloweens popping up, and that's when I start planning out my Halloween videos and costumes and all that.
Why is Grace Randolph coming up on my Twitter?
Huh? Who's Grace Randolph?
An idiot. Look her up.
You said that like any of us should know who it is. I almost watched it today, Leslie, and then I decided not to.
Terry's tucked in bed, ready to roll. See, but Terry also said that this is the Boomer channel. Wah wah.
Neither of us are boomers. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's a joke.
I'm old, but I still am not that old.
Look at Wolfbane. Do you guys even watch Kanan stuff? He's talked about the last 2 or 3 have you seen from this?
Yeah. See? Thank you, Wolfbane.
Mr. Halloween says every day is Halloween. Yeah. Let me see.
See, here. I choose to not allow that because then it wouldn't be as exciting. That's why I celebrate it more than like one day. I celebrate all of September and October. Like those 2 months are Halloween to me, right? but I won't let myself the rest of the year do Halloween things, watch Halloween stuff, like, because it makes it less fun and special if you do that, you know? Like, I won't watch the movie Halloween any other time of year. You know, there's certain things like I won't watch or do except for during that span.
Yeah. Wolfpaint says, Terry, no, it's not. It's the Gen X channel.
It's like, even if your girlfriend or wife has amazing boobs, if you see them constantly every day, they become less, like, you know, but like if you see them once a day or you get a couple days without seeing them and then you do, they're that much more like mind boggling and exciting.
Disagree. I don't think they ever get old.
Instead they get old, they get less like exciting. Like it just becomes
always. Where's that meme?
Because like my ex, one of my exes, I used to see her naked constantly, and I would tell her, I was like, it's, you know, like, you're gorgeous. I'll never stop thinking you're gorgeous, but like, it's more exciting if I only see you like, you know, not like every time I'm at home, you're always naked.
I don't know, man. I think you're.
Thank you, Citizen Sleeve. Yeah, I think me and DJ are both in the same. We're both Gen X, right?
No,
you're a young Gen X. I'm an old.
I'm millennial. I'm a front end millennial. This is how it is.
Gen X cut off.
This is how it always is.
Oh, me. I agree. It does feel that way to see boobs. I agree.
I like.
It's literally like angels singing.
Yeah, it is.
Like, it's hard to explain,
but all the time.
Like, but yes, but it is like more quiet singing versus like a choir.
Wrong. It's a choir all the time. It's always this all the time.
I don't think you've ever been married 10 years.
No, but I was with somebody for 8.
Did you see her boobs every single day?
You bet your ass I did.
Like,
because it's like this.
I don't know.
I know,
like, dude. I'm not saying it. Anyway, I brought it up. I'm the no. I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something.
See, John agrees with me.
When is the cutoff for Gen? Hold on. When is Gen Z?
Sorry,
and Gen
Terry.
X and, I always get this confused.
Crop years.
When is the cutoff for Gen X?
23 years, same boobage, still great. Yeah, it's see. Look, I
didn't say the boobs weren't great. You never stop wanting to see them.
No, I know, man. It's just funny.
Well, when is the Gen X
Terry,
cutoff?
Boobs are awesome, and it's not just men. Women love boobs as well. Like,
yeah, they do.
They do.
Women, even ones that try to pretend that they don't, still do.
And gay men. Gay men also love boobs.
Gay men. Gay men love boobs. They just
and it's fucking annoying because they get away with it. They're allowed to be all out and about with it.
Well, yeah, but they don't enjoy it the same way that we do.
No, I know, but still, it's like I've been in some rooms where I've just been like, God damn it. But it is what it is. Thomas just says more peen. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it.
More
sleepaway camp, y'all.
Yeah, I think. What was it that I just saw where I was like surprised at the boobage amount in it? I was like, wow, this feels old school.
Citizen Sleep says Gen X cutoff is 1979, same year he was born. Yeah, no, I'm a millennial. I'm a front end millennial.
When does millennial start? Because I know I'm a Gen X. I know that, but when does?
It starts between
Gen X cuts off 79.
Millennial is 1981 and 1996. So it starts in 1981 and ends in 96. And I'm 1980. I was born in 1987. So
for what is it? For which one?
Millennial is 1981 to 1996. So yeah. I'm a front end millennial.
So Gen X is what?
Gen X is between 1965 and 1980.
Oh, okay. So I'm just barely, like, I am the way you are in Gen in Gen Z or millennial is the way I am in Gen X, because I'm like 77, and you said it cut off was 79.
80.
Yeah,
because millennial starts in 1981, so Gen X ends in 1980.
Yeah, that's why I've always had a lot more in common with millennials usually than I do. But I'm like in this weird in between thing, because like I was a little bit old to enjoy stuff like SpongeBob, and you know what I mean. Like there were certain things like the Nickelodeon stuff, but I still did. But I was like just a little bit old for it. But
yeah,
but the stuff that like my people that were older than me, they were into. I'm like, I'm not in the the early 80s, 70s shit.
Terry says we need to see more men parts. I was actually just having this conversation today. Do you know why there are not more dick and balls in movies? There's two reasons. There's two main reasons why.
For a long time, it was X-rated. It was like it was.
That's one. And then there's another site. There's a psychological reason for it. So the one reason is, you're right. If there was a penis, you just automatically get an X rating. And now it's,
but that doesn't happen anymore.
No, but it's R. It's you'll automatically get an R rating if you have a penis. Yeah. The second reason is when it comes to male and female genitals, male genitals are very aggressive looking.
Well, they're out there. Like a woman can stand there and you kind of see the vagina. You know what I mean? Like if she's naked, but you're not fully seeing it.
Yeah, but even
like
when
it
comes
spreads her legs, then it's like now it's porn. You know what I mean?
Right, but it's still psychologically speaking, they're more passive. They're not as aggressive. They don't jump out of the screen. When you see it, when you see a dick, like it's there. Like so, for example, like Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Like if you watch the scene where he's like flapping his dick around, like it's very much just like you can't look at anything else. There's and like when it comes to art and stuff like that, it's it's more aesthetically pleasing. So it's not for a reason of like there's a lack of dudes that are willing to get naked on camera. We are. It's just
I think a lot more so.
You're
like most guys I know are a lot more comfortable with like being naked around other people and whatever.
Yeah. So
I think some of that comes down to the way we are brought up, because like most of us, you play sports and stuff and you're naked in locker rooms, or you know what I mean? Like you're running around naked in front of guys. Like it's, you go swimming naked when you're teenagers. Like it's, I think it's just more common for guys.
So
I don't know.
But that's the reason. What was the two reasons why you don't see them? You don't see more dong in movies is because of that reason.
What movie? I just saw a movie that I was surprised at, like the nudity and stuff in it.
Terry, if you really want to see,
Ugly Stepsister. Ugly Stepsister. It's crazy because it doesn't feel like you're gonna see like nudity, and then like I think it's a French movie, so it's like, well, duh, you're gonna. Yeah, it is. No, it's not French. It's Norwegian. But anyway, it doesn't feel like it's a movie you're gonna see nudity, because she feels like a young, like teenager girl in it. And then you're like, oh, never mind. And there's like everybody's naked in it, and like there's lots of nudity, and you're just like, oh, okay,
sweet.
But it's one of those that I love where it becomes like, I love when nudity is treated as not a sexual thing. And I'm not saying that I am against it being a sexual thing too. Like that's fine. I am not against that either. Like I am fine with having people having sex in a movie or being all sexy and hot, posing, whatever. I don't care. Like that's fine. But I love when it is treated as more of like art. And like Ugly Stepsister's that way. Like she's butt ass naked, but she's all insecure and thinks she's fat and ugly. And like the way it is treated is you're not supposed to be turned on by her naked body kind of thing. And like the way it's used in the movie, it shows like a vulnerable, like for instance, the way nudity is used in The Rule of Jenny Penn, where it's these two old men and you're seeing them balls out, butt ass naked. And it's like really amazing because you're just like, you really feel the vulnerability of these characters, and like you really feel their nakedness and not in an attractive way. And it is much more powerful,
Right. Well, and that's another reason why you see a lot of female nudity is because it really shows the vulnerability of the character. They're exposed, they're in danger, and that in turn psychologically tells the audience that, that it triggers that fear response. And sometimes you're going to have a titillating response as well, but there is a psychological aspect to it. It's not just to be gratuitous or to be, titillating. It is to show vulnerability.
But
And
for a long time,
too,
didn't it feel like? But for a long time, didn't it feel like filmmakers' nudity was only put in to be titillating? You know what I mean?
Probably. I don't think there's anything wrong with
that. I'm not saying all of it, but
like
the problem I had with that was it was very one note, and it didn't feel like the filmmakers were using the nudity to say anything or do anything or make you feel anything. It was more of just like throwing a big pair of boobs on screen to like bring in the boys. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing where it wasn't integral. Right. It wasn't used, whereas now it feels more like the filmmakers are using it. Like, for instance, the way you used it in your movie, it was like to give the movie a certain vibe and feel the same way you use music.
Don't give away what
I didn't say what you see or how you see it. Nobody's seen the movie yet. That's a good thing. That's going to make people want to see it. So
I know. Oh, I know.
But you know what I mean? Like, I like that we're seeing it used and not just like forced in, I guess is the way.
Citizen Sleep says sinners to dick and balls. Go, go. Yeah.
There's the one scene with that one dude, the one, what's his name, where he's peeing.
Cornbread. Yeah, he's got his dick out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can only kind of see it. Yeah, you can only kind of see it, but I was you
can see the mushroom head, but yeah, his dick is out.
Yeah.
So go watch Sinners.
Yep.
That's how they're there. That's the circle back.
I think it's actually peeing. Like
really?
It may be fake, but it looks like. I mean, it felt like he was really actually peeing in that scene. I thought it was pretty awesome because I was trying to think. I'm like, I don't remember any movie showing someone peeing, like a guy peeing. Like I know I've seen females pee, but that's more like they're just sitting down. You're not.
I'd rather not watch people peeing in movies like that. I don't like. I'm just like, can we? This feels fetish.
I'm not.
This feels like a fetish.
I'm not. But like the way it was done in that movie, it was like not an attractive situation, and so it really, I thought it was great because it really makes you feel that vulnerable moment. He's this character you really like, and at least as a guy, we've all done that. Stood near a tree, out in the woods, and just peeing. What?
Sage is saying what I was she says, or Seiya, sorry. She says I'd much rather see boobs versus peens, and I'm straight. Women like
I thought it was Seiya. You
Seiya.
say her name different every time you see it.
She corrected me. It's Seiya.
Seiya?
Seiya. She corrected me, so that's how I'm saying.
Thanks for never correcting me, dude. I've been saying your name wrong for like a year.
Leslie says, I remember when 28 Days Later came out, dudes whined like babies about the nudity in the beginning. I don't remember. Is there
28
dick
Days Later?
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, you do see him when he's in the hospital, but it's only for like a second.
Wolfbane says, very hetero over here, but a hard peeing can be hypnotizing. Maybe.
Yeah, I can't relate to that really. Well, I guess it just depends on how he means that, because like I've never seen a hard dick and cared one way or the other. I'm like, all right, bro. But I've also like,
we're going to get an 18 rating on this episode.
Gets a little personal. No, dude, you don't watch enough YouTube, man. Like, dude, the way like this stuff, people talk about like crazy. The stuff you can't get away with, this stuff to do with self-harm.
Like, yeah, Vorpal, we're going for 2 hours, whatever. We'll go for 3 now.
But no, like, for me, like I've never like, I don't have a problem with like whatever floats your boat. Like I said, everybody's got their own kinks and their own like things they're into. Well, like I've never been into watching like I'm like mostly into girl porn. So it's like just girls, either with lesbians or just one girl or whatever. But I've always been much more into that because I don't care about seeing a dude. Like I know it's a lot of people, a lot of guys, that they like to see the sex part.
Yeah.
And like a lot of girls I know like to see the sex part, not just the guy. They like
I'm weird.
girl in it too.
I don't know how weird I am. I've never been into porn, just porn. Like it's never done anything for me. Maybe I'm weird, but there you go. That's
you alone long enough. Well, yeah, I don't know. The truth is I'm not big into it either now, like, but I'm an old man now too, so my sex drive is way less than it used to be.
Nini says, with a $2, I appreciate some beautiful peen footage. Well, look, there's plenty out there. I got to watch. So
I am all for it. I am all for guys like fair, like I'm not saying I'm not saying that it bothers me. Like, it actually bothers me. Yeah, it doesn't bother me at all to see male nudity in a movie. Like I'm all for it.
No.
Like I said, it's the same with female for me though. I like when it's used by the filmmaker, by the artist, like it's used in a way to provoke something, not just like feels forced into a fucking movie, you know?
Yeah. There's both in the Hellgate. I'll admit it. It's used for horror, but also for gratuity. Fuck it.
Well, no. But that's what I was saying. Like it is gratuitous, but
I know.
It helps give the movie a certain tone. And like
yeah.
it goes with that rock, that metal, like you're using it is it titillating? Yes. But it's to give the movie a certain feel, like a certain style. It's not
Mr.
like
Halloween,
someone's forcing you to use it or whatever.
Right. Mr. Halloween says Thanatomorphos, I hope I said that right, and Yummy had a lot of danglers. So there you go, guys. We're getting what I was going to say, back in 2020, my short film Good Works was selected by the Nightmares Film Festival, which is a pretty not prestigious, but like I would say prestigious, pretty good. It's a big film festival out of Columbus. It's actually Academy accredited. And the block that we were in, but it was virtual because it was 2020, so that sucked. But the block that we were in had a short film where you watched a castration, like a medical castration. Like it's right there. The camera's right there. And the dick and balls are right there. You're seeing the balls get cut open and pulled out of this dude's sack. I had to watch that. And I was just like, this. So like, I don't know if they just pulled medical footage or how they did it, or if that was just incredible special effects, but there was a whole medical sequence.
So
where you get to see
you must be a little too young to remember the Pain Olympics. Do you not remember that whole thing back in the like early 2000s?
Oh yeah. I mean, I've seen people, I mean, yes, but I never really watched it.
Yeah. Well, it was like the same era as Two Girls, One Cup. And it was like,
oh God. Yeah. I
was at work, dude, working at a Papa John's, and my homeboy was like, dude, check this out. The BME Pain Olympics. And it's like, dude, fully is hacking off his shit. Like a lot of that was real. There's some of it now has come out was fake. So it was kind of like a Faces of Death situation where it was some real and then some that was just faked. But at the time we couldn't tell the difference.
Yes, Saya, you should be watching this at work. Tell your employees and your boss that they're all a bunch of squares if they don't like listening to this. Norm says,
I'm someone that I've watched a lot of surgery stuff. So like,
I love watching surgery stuff, like medical stuff.
Like,
I've
seen a lot of.
When I busted my toe, I was trying to watch them work on it, and I almost passed out. So like, I can watch other people getting worked on, but apparently I can't watch
it's different. It's very different. We're watching because I've had some
straight up almost passed out.
So, but like when I had to have surgery on my unit at one point, right? And I was watching different videos at the time to like get an idea of what I was getting in for. It's not fun, but yeah, I mean, like there's a big difference too when you're watching a procedure and knowing you're about to get that same procedure.
Yeah,
but
Prop Dude sold a Hard Eyes mask, so congratulations, Prop Dude.
Yeah, dude, I shouted you out in what the Netflix video, I think. But like I just said you were on Patreon, but I didn't think to put the link to your Patreon.
I'm going to get through some of these chats real quick.
Yeah,
because I'm
please
falling behind. John says, on the subject of male nudity, can't forget the classic W. I don't know what you're talking about. Borpel says, boobs and beer make me happy. Boobs and beer are great. Oh, here it is. It was a missed chat. On the subject of male nudity, classic was in Wolf Cop where he changes from the
Fuck
dick
yeah.
up. Oh, yeah. I remember. Yeah, that's right.
Dude, so good. Like so fucking good. One of the best things in that movie, dude.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot about
that. Because and it's so great because in that scene, I was like, that's right. We've seen like a million transformations over the years, right? But you never see Wolf Dick.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Needy says, I saw it. Cornbread was all there. So, yeah, so he's out. Stephanie says, this chat's a trip. Stephanie obviously smoking, so good on you, girl. Saya, if y'all want boobs, watch Blue is the Warmest Color. Okay.
Hell yeah, dude. One of the best lesbian scenes, and it's because that, like, they pretty much were. It's French. That's the thing about French movies. So like, it's crazy. Sex. Like, they'll
a French movie
have sex. Yeah, they'll full on just have sex in their movies. It's wild, dude. But I love it though. Like their outlook and their way of seeing it, it's just different than like Western culture.
Yeah. Wolfbane says, man, we're having fun in here. This is a Wednesday night party. I got vodka. Hell yeah. I got my last antibiotic. I haven't drank in the last 3 weeks, which is probably good for me. But I have
did I just say hold on? Did I say I didn't say Patreon prop, dude. I said Etsy, right?
No, you said
in the video.
You said you said Patreon on the stream. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. I got
like
a bottle
in the
of
video.
Angel's Envy.
I'm pretty sure I said Etsy. What?
I got a bottle of Angel's Envy. I gotta finish.
What is that?
Bourbon.
Is it bourbon?
I'm a bourbon man.
Yeah,
and then I have half a bottle of this gin because gin is disgusting and I don't know anybody else who likes it. So I have this I have this gin just here, just fermenting.
Gin can be good when it's mixed with stuff, like the right stuff.
Leslie says the look on your guy's face when he said it could be hypnotizing. I need to make that again. Yeah, do it.
Well, because like to each is his own, but I was trying to think, and I'm like, have I ever felt hypnotized looking at a dick? I was like, no.
Yeah, me neither. Thomas says, just for a change, boobs in horror movies.
Boobs definitely hypnotize me. Like I've definitely felt hypnotized at looking at boobs.
You know, Thomas, it is a cliche.
Boobs don't even have to be out there. Like you could just see like a girl walk by cleavage and be hypnotized.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it actually makes you feel pretty pathetic sometimes. You're just like, what's wrong with me?
Listen, you can't do anything about your biology, okay? Your biology is your biology. And
you know what I mean, though? There'll be
exactly
in the middle of a conversation with someone, and so a girl will walk by, and you're just like, it's like you forget what even is happening.
Yeah, man. So here's a fun fact for people. So Thomas says boobs in horror movies is almost a cliche. Here's a fun fact. There is more nudity in drama films than there are in horror films.
Yep.
So
we know that because of Mr. Skin.
Yes.
Yep. Mr. Skin. Like I love like there was now I don't know how big of a deal Mr. Skin is, but earlier in the internet, Mr. Skin was a big pioneer and did a lot for film and sex and making people kind of relax and be more open to things. And like, you know, are you blowing your nose?
No, I was closing my shutter.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so
very cool shit back in the day.
Easy E says, planning on going to see Sinners Friday afternoon, then Thunderbolts after. Go see Sinners, save your money on Thunderbolts. Go get dinner after that.
Don't say that. You haven't seen it.
I don't need to see it. It's going to be it's a bad movie. I don't need to see it.
I don't think it's going to be like a movie that you need to see in theaters either. Like but I also think if you're a fan of superhero movies, I think this is going to be better than like if you're someone that spent money on Ant-Man and like but I'm saying if you're someone that has spent money on superhero movies in the last couple of years, dude, this one's going to be better than a lot of those. So that's all. I think. I'm not saying this is going to be good, but I'm pretty confident it's at least going to be better than a lot of the shit that has come out in the last couple of years.
So there's Seiya correcting you. It's Seiya. That's what it is. She says it's okay. Let me see here. Mr. Halloween says, I'm a surgical veterinarian technician. I see balls being pulled out all day. Sorry, man.
Yeah, but that's an animal. That's an animal. It's not quite the same, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, okay, fine. Prop 2 says early internet was wild. 2G, 1C. My boss showed me. Your boss showed you 2 girls, 1 cup. My God.
It was a different time, dude. Like back in that era, like it was crazy. Like, I don't know, man. Things have changed so much in the workplace. Like some of it is for the better and some of it is for the worse.
Seiya says, I prefer erotica or accidental sex. What is accidental? How do you accidentally have sex?
Yeah.
What you mean accidental nudity? Or like
partial? like kind of like the sex scene in Sinners where you're not really seeing anything. Maybe she means like that.
Well, okay. Vorpal's squirming out of his. Sorry, it's probably this. I'm catching up to these chats. She says maybe I shouldn't say accidental. I meant unexpected. Unexpected. That's rape. Like you can't say Jeez, girl.
I think she means like where a couple like the passion takes over and they can't help themselves. I think she means more like that.
Probably.
You know, where it's not like a planned out thing and there's like
Oh, is it storming where you are? You got rum?
But that shit's so fake though. Like I'm not a fan of that in movies because it like takes me out of a movie because I'm like, that is never like real life is not like that.
Like
it's
what?
just not.
You start making out and then you have sex?
That happens. Where like where they'll have like where it feels super fake in a movie where they'll be like, it's like it looks like magnets all of a sudden, like they can't help themselves. They just the same moment that it's like, that doesn't happen in real life.
Stephanie likes Angel's Envy. It's a good bourbon.
I tripped a bell on his dick.
Terry, you like? I'll get there. Don't worry, I'll get there. Terry likes gin. Prop Dude says proper ass is just as good. That shot in Alien Resurrection is still the best part of that film. Hill I'm dying on. All right, man. Yeah. You honest, you didn't realize that. Yeah. So yeah, there's more nudity in drama films. Yeah. Nothing like a good print and some sweatpants make you start making plans. Yeah, gray. So I'm wearing gray sweatpants right now, actually. Wolfbane question: were Catherine Isabel's boobs hypnotizing in Jason versus Freddy? Yes, they were. They were. Nini says, "Prop Dude, I love your mask, and you beat me to it. The ass demands respect." There's a lot. A good butt is a good butt. DJ didn't want us to see he's not wearing pants. No, I am. I'm wearing the gray sweatpants, but yeah, I do like to it's my house. I can walk around how I want. Eliminated Stride says had to check out and I'm back. Damn. Sorry, man, we're going on for a while. John Connor says on special occasions, I recommend mead. Yes, mead, honey wine, drink of the Vikings. Mead is awesome. Vorpal Bite says the show's a little gross tonight. Well, you know what? It's our show. So it happens. Leslie says, I tripped and fell on his dick. That's accidental sex. Tyler ends. DJ magically knows if a movie's bad. Must be nice. I do. And do you know how I know that? And here's how I know that. It's because Marvel has been crouching. They've been pulling their pants down. They've been crouching over a plate, and they've been
motherfucker
squeezing out.
That's how
shit.
you know. Like I defend DJ on this one because he is right. Like if you just go on the track record of Marvel, it's going to be shit.
Yeah. So they've been doing that. So if I watch Marvel and a lot of modern movies do that, if I start to see them crouch down, pull their pants down, and spread their ass, I'm going to expect a shit's coming out. So, yeah, I can magically know that Thunderbolts is going to be bad because it's a Marvel movie. So it's going to be fucking bad, especially when you watch those stupid ass trailers. Like I think it's one of these exactly how this movie is going to be written, and it's going to be bad. Yeah. So sorry, Tyler.
It's a formula, and it's like Marvel has this formula that is so tired at this point. And
it's Marvel has been trying to recreate Joss Whedon's Avengers for the last 15 years, and it's driving me up the fucking wall because that's Joss Whedon. Let Joss Whedon have his writing style, his jokes. They're funny when Joss Whedon does it. It's not funny when you try to do it.
But it was also good the first time. It's not as good when you do the same thing in every movie for the last 20 years.
That's right, but especially if you're bad writers. If you are a bad writer, if you're not smart and you're not funny, which is what none of these writers are, they're not smart and they're not funny, and they're making these jokes, it just comes off as cringe, especially when it's the Whedon type humor, which is very much a style in itself. It works in Angel, it works in Buffy, it especially works in Firefly. It especially works in Firefly, which, like, by the way, the canceling of that show has got to be the greatest crime in TV history.
Didn't he also write Cabin Fever? Or not Cabin Fever,
no,
Cabin in the Woods?
He wrote Cabin in the Woods, which is a fantastic film. But I'm going off on a rabbit trail here.
Humor.
If anybody has not seen Firefly, you need to watch it. It is the writing, the characters, the storytelling is fucking phenomenal. It's a space western.
And 2 seasons, right?
1.
Was it just 1?
1 season. It's a crime.
It's crazy. It's crazy the fan base that show still has. Like, you go to conventions and shit, and you still see people wearing.
That's how good it is.
That all the time. Yep. Like, it's one of the most beloved, I think, like, of any show that only lasted for a tiny amount of time like that.
Mr. Halloween, have you seen a bull mastiff or Great Dane's ball sack bigger than some dudes?
Dude, no, you know what's amazing is bulldogs ball sacks. Like, they're not that big of a dog, and they'll have like fucking giant ass nuts. Like, it's fucking like literally like fucking 2 hands like just shaking. Like, what was that movie with Ryan Reynolds? Remember?
Oh yeah.
Where he fucking lets his dog
Van Wilder,
sandwich or whatever. Yeah, Van Wilder. Dude, God, I love that movie.
That scene is so fucking gross,
funny, dude. It was, but at the time I was a teenager or a young adult, this young, like in my 20s. So fucking funny, dude. It's amazing when you think about how long we have loved Ryan Reynolds.
He's great.
You know, it's like Keanu Reeves. It's one of those people where it's just wild that.
Yeah.
Like, for most of my life, basically, I've had these guys different roles in it, you know?
Leslie says he told us he had on gray sweatpants, then immediately did look down and check. Listen.
Hey, I know what I have on because I always have the exact.
Hey, there it is. Let's see him.
My blue basketball shorts. Like, I always wear my blue basketball shorts.
Stephanie says high quality entertainment. Yeah,
like any video you see me shooting, just know I'm in my blue basketball shorts. Because, like, I've tried to wear other things, but when you sit in these chairs, they get all bunched up and uncomfortable. And, like, if you're sitting here talking for an hour and a half, 2 hours, like, you know, I get hot, especially under these lights.
Leslie says, I agree. I will never get over them canceling Firefly and Fringe. Yeah, I think Fringe started.
Oh God, Fringe doesn't count, dude, because Fringe had 5 seasons.
5 seasons,
and the final season was kind of shit.
Yeah, season 4 and 5 it started going downhill, but yeah, the first 2 seasons of Fringe are
4. Was like 4. Some of 4 was okay, but then by 5 it was like the problem was as soon as they decided to like finally let those fucking alien dudes like take over Earth and stuff, it just started getting like because it lost all of that weird mystery and like that because it had this cool like X-Files kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And that's when it was so sick, dude. Is like each episode they were solving some other bizarre thing, and I don't know. I felt like it had its run, you know, because it like for at least 3 seasons, Fringe was amazing.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. Prop2 says Firefly's
the show that deserves another season is Hannibal. Like,
I haven't seen it still.
Such a crime that Hannibal is it wasn't supposed to end. Like it was a whole contract thing with transfer of power, and so it didn't get renewed in time, and so then they were gonna bring it back, and it was like this whole mess. And still to this day, what's his name? The guy that played Hannibal in it still talks about that he wants them to still do another season, and it's been like 10 years. But that's how much everybody involved loved that show.
Jasmine says Angel, Buffy, and Firefly, classic and fun shows to watch in general. Cabin in the Woods was awesome. It's so much fun. Yeah, it's great.
I loved Angel and Buffy.
It was amazing. I've been putting off Firefly. Heather, do not put off Firefly. Watch it. The Firefly
I enjoyed
movie,
Charmed too.
The movie was supposed to be the wrap up to Firefly. What was the movie called? It was the name of the ship. Why am I losing it? Why am I losing it?
Made for sci-fi.
My God. Serenity. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yes, and Serenity was also a great movie. So
yeah.
So watch Firefly and then watch Serenity and just cry for the crime that was the canceling of that show.
It's so weird. Like a lot of times it is those shows that end up having the biggest fan base and stuff. Cause like even Star Trek, cause like a lot of people don't realize that the original Star Trek had, what was it? 3 seasons? 2 seasons? It was like 2 or 3 seasons. And Star Trek is like one of the fucking most beloved shows of all time. And it's had multiple spin-off series and like and they made a bunch of movies.
Next Gen and DS9 are my favorite Star Trek.
Yeah, Next Gen. I grew up with Next Gen. Like that was, that was I loved that show. Like it was, I remember it being like peak, like looking forward to it every week when it would air, like not in reruns. Cause like a lot of people, like you probably watched it mostly in reruns.
I watched it all in reruns. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, I remember when it was like, we were all every week, it was like, you had to be there at Thursday at like 8 o'clock or whatever it was.
Well, and that's the thing with Firefly is that it was on Friday night. So yeah, who the fuck's watching TV on Friday night? You know,
Friday night used to be the shit. Cause you had TGIF. Like, I don't know what happened. Like back in the day, Friday night was like, that was peak TV. Like,
right? Am I saying that?
Sitcoms and shit.
Right. It aired on Friday.
I think so. Pretty sure, but it was on Fox, wasn't it?
It was on Fox.
And then it ended up re-airing a bunch on Sci-Fi. And that's when they made the movie. I just don't know why Sci-Fi never made another season. Because, like, I know they funded making a movie. It was like, why wouldn't you just bring it back? I guess things were different at the time. Like, now streaming services and stuff have the money to do things like that. But, like, back then, Sci-Fi didn't have the money to, like, produce a whole fucking series.
I'm trying to find out when it aired. I'm pretty sure it was Fridays. If anybody knows when Firefly aired.
I just can't remember if it was on CW or if it was on Fox.
It was on Fox.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Saya says we should seriously have a meetup someday. If I had enough time to plan, I would travel. Yeah, I mean, we're just all over the place. The fact that Kanan and I are on opposite ends of the country, it's kind of hard. Like I don't know when the next time he's coming to Florida. And the only time
there's
I'm going
people
to
in here that are in other countries. Like so that's why it's so hard. Like
the only time
I would love to meet up with people, but
the only time I'm going to California is for the American Film Market, and that's not until September-ish, I think. We talked about it, right? Was it September, right, or November?
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. November. The AFM is in November. But once we get a little bit bigger, maybe
when September is Fantastic Fest, the convention.
Oh, right. That's right. Slack Wolf says, "Oh my God,
we will tell people when we're doing these things. So, like, if you guys want to, because we're going to be at public events, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, especially in November, we'll be in LA. Like, any of you guys that live there or want to travel there or whatever, we can definitely, meet up somewhere or do something then, But
yeah." Slack Wolf says, "Oh my God, Kanan and DJ, I got to say this live has been amazing. I love this live. You guys have done an amazing job. Thank you, Slack Wolf." John says, "Firefly suffered from the money people deciding to rearrange the series from Joss Whedon's original episode order." That did screw some stuff up, but I don't think that ruined the show. I don't think it ruined the show.
I just think it's like a lot of shows. Like, a lot of these kind of shows that they don't find their audience until they start to have reruns, and like, that's just, there's a lot. It's not, like I said, Star Trek is famous for that. Like, it was rerunning years after it first came out. Like, nobody watched Star Trek when it first came out. And then it ended up, like, a couple years later getting into syndication, and it got this huge following.
Yeah.
See, whereas like Fringe had a huge fan base from the jump. Like I said, they got 5 seasons. Like, for a series to last 5 seasons, that's actually pretty successful.
It is good. It is good.
Hannibal was just simply too edgy to be on network TV. And that's really what it comes down to.
Wow,
like
wow.
it aired at like 10 o'clock at night, because it was like pushing the gore and violence and all that stuff as far as you possibly could for network TV. So they wouldn't let it air until like 10 o'clock at night. And so it had a loyal fan base, but it was still not that many people. And so, like, you couldn't afford to keep bringing back the show without, you know what I mean? For that, like, it's about, how much you spend versus how much you're making when it's not on until 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Supernatural was a good TV series, Thomasa.
I love Supernatural.
Wolfie says
forever,
Picard.
man. 15
Picard.
seasons, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Captain Picard.
Best captain ever, says Wolfbane. I agree.
Yep. Patrick Stewart's gonna be in fucking Fantastic Four.
Well, I'm not gonna see him.
What do you mean?
I'm not.
You're not gonna watch Fantastic Four?
No.
Why?
Same reason I'm
It's
not
gonna
watching
be good.
Thunderbolts. No, it's not.
Well, yeah, but Fantastic Four is gonna be good. It's the beginning. It's different because, like, literally these movies were greenlit years ago. Like, this is the end of this phase of this way of thinking of Marvel. Fantastic Four is the first one of this new way of thinking. And I think that it may not be perfect, but I do think that they're starting to wake up and realize, and they are going to make some changes. Like, just the way it looks in the trailer alone, it's totally different than like what we have been seeing for Marvel forever. I mean, it doesn't even look like
stylistically, yeah, but stylistically fine, but writing, no. What they're gonna
do,
what they're gonna do with the
writing and everything.
No, Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer is Norman Rad. Sorry.
No, it's not, dude. If you know the comics, you know that this is a multiverse.
I do know the comics. I do know the fucking comics. I know that the multiverse has a female. I know that. And it's just because it was in the comics doesn't mean it was good. It was bad then too. It was dumb then too.
No, but this is literally a multiverse. It's different Fantastic Four. This is a whole different universe. So you couldn't have the same Silver Surfer if it's a different universe.
It comes from, yes, you can still, yes, you can have Norrin Rad. Because he doesn't exist in this. They're still going to have him in the MCU.
No. No. What supposedly is going on is they're still going to have him, but he's in our universe, our timeline. This is a different timeline, different universe. She's warning them that they're about to be nuked, and the rumors are that the Fantastic Four, we know just from the trailer that they're trying to save their universe. And it seems like ultimately their universe is going to get nuked. But either way, at some point, our universe, the one that we've been watching, the Marvel universe, like the Avengers, all that, is going to meet up with this other. There's going to be these multiverse people that are going to meet up. And so you can't have Norrin Rad when he's in our universe. And so who you make is her, because it's his girlfriend. It's like a multiverse, like the opposites and shit.
I just don't know why you have to go that way with the story.
Well, it's how you introduce.
It doesn't change the story. It doesn't change this. It doesn't change the story that they have to cast her as the Silver Surfer. It doesn't change the story at all. You could have just kept Norrin Rad.
But why?
Because he's the Silver Surfer.
But
he's the Herald of Galactus.
If they go the way that they're supposedly going to go, we'll end up having him too. It's just like we're having different versions of different characters. It's the reason in
But
their
you can still
universe,
have
Doom is going to be played by Robert
Downey Jr. Yes, and that's also a stupid fucking decision.
I don't know if it's stupid. It's another universe.
It's stupid. The whole
multiverse, like a multiverse of
is just nothing but dumb. It was dumb in the comics. It's dumb in the MCU.
I don't agree. I think that it's been handled not great.
I mean, that's
like
yeah,
I really like some elements of it. Like Loki was fucking dope, dude, and that whole time stuff and all that was really cool, really good.
Yeah.
You didn't like Loki?
Let's endear everybody to our show by having somebody take the Infinity Stones, which are some of the most powerful relics in the Marvel universe, and just drop them into a drawer in a desk like they're nothing, just so that we can establish that there's some power dynamic here, and that I'm forgetting the name off the top of my head, that they're just so much more powerful and relevant than the fucking Infinity Stones. Go fuck yourself. And it's not even the right Loki. It's a different Loki. And then female Loki is better, stronger, funnier, smarter than the titular character of Loki in everything. How many times does that dude get a knee in his balls within the first two or three episodes of that show? That show's garbage. I don't know why you like it. I don't know why anybody liked it.
So good. I love that, especially the first season. First season was awesome.
It's fucking stupid. I forget what the.
I'm not saying that all the decisions work. I hated some of the I hate a lot of the decisions Marvel's made, but I'm just saying, like, just because it's like throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Like, just because a lot of it is shit doesn't mean it all is. Like, everything after things that we've had.
Everything after Infinity War has been D+ to straight F-. There has not been a single average property since Infinity War from Marvel, minus the Deadpool movies, like, because those are Fox movies. They're not fucking Marvel movies. Even as Marvel as they are, we're not including
same
Deadpool.
As Spider-Man. Same as
Spider-Man, right? We're not including Deadpool and Spider-Man.
Yeah, I agree.
Now I'm behind on these chats again. Sorry.
I still think Fantastic Four has a chance to be more into that because it's kind of a whole new system of people involved. I feel like it has a chance to be more of the Deadpool world and them learning their lessons and shit.
We'll see.
These movies are all dead on the arrival no matter what, because we know these are all part of that same group of movies that were greenlit 5 years ago. Like, everything up to Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts is literally the last one of the movies that were greenlit and have been in production for the last 5 years. So, like, is the next 5 years going to be shit as well? Maybe. But at least there's a chance that they'll be different, because this is the whole new set of, this is the whole new plan that they've been having and they've been putting in motion for the last 5 years. You know what I mean? And so, like,
I'm just saying, if
Fantastic Four has a chance.
If I were in Vegas and I was putting up money, is Fantastic Four going to be good or bad? I am not putting my chips in the good square. That's all. Citizen Sleeve says, I'm not sure how many Americans will have heard of it, but bloody huge in the UK is Red Dwarf. Oh yeah, I loved Red Dwarf.
I don't know what that is.
Oh yeah, you should look it up.
What is Red Dwarf?
It's a UK space comedy.
Oh, okay. It's like a sci-fi. And is it like, how old is it? Old?
It's old. Hang on. Let me see if I can't find something.
What's a Snorefest? Stephanie says this is Snorefest, but I don't know what she's.
Oh, I don't know.
Saying is Snorefest.
Yeah, you should look up. I looked up some stuff. Nothing I can show on YouTube. I think that'll be worth looking at. But definitely look up. Red Dwarf. Sarah's catching up on Final Destination.
Yeah, Bloodlines just around the corner.
Slackwolf says, never seen Firefly. Now I'm intrigued. Yeah, go watch it. Absolutely go watch it.
If you're a fan of sci-fi TV shows, Firefly is like a must.
Mr. Halloween says Star Trek
like
had...
Firefly has inspired like a ton of other shows too. Like, you know what I mean? Like in the last 20 years, a lot of different sci-fi shows that, and not just sci-fi, but shows in general have been inspired by it.
Yeah. I want to catch up on these chats and then I gotta go. It's going to be almost 10 o'clock here and I gotta get out of here. So let me catch up on these. Mr. Halloween says, yeah, I know.
Go to bed.
I do. I'm an old man. Star Trek only had 3 seasons, 79 episodes, and had horrible ratings, never making it to the top 50. Lost in Space had better viewership in the top 20, and now Star Trek is unstoppable. Well, it was unstoppable, and then they killed it. Supernatural is my comfort show.
They didn't kill it just because they've had like stupid movies. Like they didn't kill
Discovery is awful. Picard season 1 and 2 is awful. Season 3 is good.
All the new stuff has been shitty, but they didn't kill it.
Yeah.
Like it's still one of the biggest franchises there is.
The Jar Jar Abrams Star Trek movies are terrible.
Yeah, they just haven't. The new stuff hasn't worked out, but like it doesn't kill anything when it's like it doesn't change anything that's already come before. You know, and the fan base is as strong as it's ever been. It's just like Star Wars. Like you don't kill Star Wars. The new Star Wars sucks, but like you're not killing it. It's still all those movies still exist, and they're still just as good as they ever were.
What? So. Okay, I guess we have different definitions of what's dead and what's not. Okay, let me try to get through these.
All I'm talking about is you don't change the past. No matter what sequel or reboot or whatever garbage you do now, doesn't affect all that stuff that still exists and has come out in the past. You know? And I think too often people are afraid to make sequels or against sequels or whatever because they think it hurts but it doesn't hurt anything. It doesn't change anything.
But that does, okay. When something is dead, that just means it's not when somebody says a show or a movie is dead, they don't mean that they're not making them anymore. It's just they're not making them. The spirit of that property is dead. It's lost. It's not actually
they're lost
thing anymore.
I think lost is a better way of putting it. Like they've jumped the shark.
Fine.
They lost what made it.
Then,
same in Marvel. Like Marvel
when people
is
say
lost
dead,
what made it special.
Yeah, when people say dead, then you just think lost. Wolfbane says, sexist, I am not. I really don't care to have a female Silver Surfer. And yes, the time variant angle is just too much. Yeah, I agree. John Connors saying,
all I'm saying is it makes sense to have this is one of those situations that actually makes sense to have a female Silver Surfer.
It doesn't.
Like they're doing the multiverse thing. They're doing the multiverse thing. Period. Like, and if you're doing it, like you why would you have a character that's in a different universe? You wouldn't. You're going to have 2 versions because it's going to be like 2 versions of everybody. Like we're having multiple versions of like just about everybody. And in each universe, they're going to be different. That's why we have Robert Downey Jr. It's the same. This is what happened to Robert Downey Jr.
Okay, well then make those. Okay, well then if you're gonna do that, then make the thing. He's not an orange rock man. He's a green broccoli man. And the Human Torch isn't. He doesn't light himself on fire and fly around. He bursts into flowers and can travel through dirt. Like, why not just do that? That's who cares? It was in the comics once.
Well, because we already had a Fantastic Four in this universe, and they sucked. And we're gonna remember.
We had a Fantastic
we already
Four
saw
in the
Johnny.
Universe.
Yeah, that's
what I'm trying to
our
say
universe. The Fox universe is made canon, dude. They made the Fox universe of X-Men canon, and so that's our universe's X-Men, and all the Fox movies. That's why we saw Johnny Storm in Deadpool Wolverine. That was Johnny Storm from this universe. Like all those Fantastic Four exist, and they're going to end up bringing them in at different points. We already know that that in this Fantastic Four, we're going to have all the Fox, like a bunch of the Fox characters.
Yeah, I just think it's a bad argument.
I'm not saying it's a great idea, but it's like they didn't want to reboot completely. And so this was their
You
idea
don't have
of how do you spin off? How do you, so they have new versions of these characters.
The thing is, if you don't want to piss off your already dwindling fan base, just make Norrin Rad the goddamn Silver Surfer. But they don't. They don't care about that.
We already saw him in the Fox Fantastic Four. He already existed. That's what I don't understand, why you and all the other fans don't realize. Like, those still exist.
That's not.
They made that canon they made that decision when they
Marvel doesn't pay attention to its own canon anyway. So even
I'm just saying, all those Fox characters still exist. So they're probably going to have that Silver Surfer, that actor is still going to play that exact character. We're going to see him at some point because both universes, the multiverses are going to collide. And that was the way they wanted to. I'm not saying it's the best idea, but it makes sense. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, let me get through these chats.
Because like if they made
I don't
another,
I don't want to argue about this stupid fucking movie anymore. I don't. You can go see it. You can let me know what you thought. I'm not wasting my time with it. I have no interest. I have no interest in seeing. Fantastic
I don't have
Four
the highest hopes for
or
Superman.
Anything. No,
but
me neither.
Fantastic Four is, I think, out of the two, I think Fantastic Four has the best chance at being interesting. I don't know if I think it's going to be a home run or anything, but I think it has a chance to be interesting. It looks like they're at least trying some new things in it. Superman, though, when I saw the trailer, the first trailer, I was like, all right, Superman might be dope. But then we got like the 5-minute clip and stuff, and it's just like every time we see more and more of Superman, it looks dumber and dumber.
I agree. I'm gonna blow through these chats, okay? So just let me just blow through these, and then we'll react to one or two. Paul Walker says, I do think F4 and Dark Avengers will be all right, but only by the battle that's been set over the last half decade, so that's not really saying much. Okay, I don't know what that is. I don't know what any of this is. Prop Dude says the Orville needs more love. Other than Picard season 3, that was the best Trek type thing we had in a long time.
What are you talking about? Orville has a huge fan base and was around forever. It got like what, 10 seasons?
I don't know, but I mean, he thinks he needs more love. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Maybe not 10 seasons, but I mean, it got a lot. It's not like a show that had one season. We were only talking about shows that had like a tiny run. That's the only reason I was saying that. It's not like a show that nobody knows about and didn't have very many seasons.
By the way, the name of the movie is Dark Avengers, not Thunderbolts. That's why the asterisk is there. Is that why? That's stupid. God, they're so dumb. Red Dwarf, that ship is ridiculous. Only one actual human on it. What? I don't know. Okay.
Well, the reason it has the asterisk is because they couldn't get legal title to call it Thunderbolts.
Well, no, the title is Dark Avengers.
Yeah.
So they called it Thunderbolt. Whatever. Whatever.
Well, Thunderbolts is it's from the comic book. Like in the comic book, they're called, because it's like the nickname, but it's not their actual name.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's just
a lot of this shit's from the comic book, so it's like everybody can hate on it all they want, but like a lot of this stuff is just literally straight from the comic books. They're making small changes here and there, but a lot of it is already, it's just there. You can blame all the comic books that have been being made for the last 20 years.
Sorry. Okay. It looks like a lot of people are just talking to each other, so I'm going to go through this. I can't keep up with any of this stuff. I can't keep up.
You don't have to go through and look for things that stand out.
I'm trying. Oh, John says, DJ, I was talking about having a meetup at the Clown Motel in the future. Yeah,
okay,
man.
Paul, I'm not a huge comic book guy, so thanks for correcting me.
Okay. I think, yeah. Prop 2 says, I'm apathetic
they
about
were released
Star Wars and Marvel. I don't even watch reviews about it, any of them. But yeah.
No. I mean, I barely keep an eye on it or watch any of it anyway. Like it's not like I like it. It's more of just like, I find I find it interesting, I think, because of its like the downfall of Hollywood. It like really represents a lot of the downfall, and also what I think is going to be the Phoenix rising soon. Like we're starting to see that. Centers is showing that, all these success stories, especially in horror, like we're seeing original stuff making a shitload of money. We're seeing, the big Hollywood machine, the glossy blockbuster bullshit is dying. And they're having to realize like, oh shit, like what is a blockbuster now is fucking, we saw, Oppenheimer, you know what I mean? It was like the blockbuster of the year. And like, you know what I mean? And so it's like, you can't just, the factory has got to close. Because for the longest time, it was like just this fucking, what do you call it? Like it was like a machine, and it literally was like rinse and repeat. Like this is the formula to make a big blockbuster. You throw 200 million at it, get this actor, and bam, here we go. Like even The Rock, all of a sudden The Rock is doing these like legit movies. Like, did you see his A24 one? The trailer just dropped like yesterday. Yeah, he's playing a real life UFC fighter, but it's wild, dude. He looks like quite a bit different. I mean, he still looks like The Rock, but quite a bit different. And it looks like he's actually acting in it. And then he is working on making, it's kind of like a Godfather movie, but it's a biopic on the real life Hawaiian guy who basically, there was a point in the history of Hawaii where all these gangsters from the Italian mafia and like the Chinese what do you call it, the like their gang and all that was basically trying to take over Hawaii, like all these different powerful gangs and stuff. And he stood up and was like fought back against it, and he's like someone who did good, did bad, like, you know what I mean? And he's playing that guy. It's Scorsese's next movie.
Well, that all seems interesting, but yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, the blockbuster is dying. Maybe it'll come back. I keep punching my mic. Maybe it'll come back when they start writing better movies, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think blockbusters have gone away. I think the way that they thought they could just do a fucking cookie cutter bullshit way is dying. So like they're going to have to make good movies, good stories.
Yeah. Well, yes.
You can't just make sequels all day and throw a star on it and make money now.
Right.
It still works sometimes, but it's like they're realizing that you have to come up with unique other ways of, and it's hard to predict because it's like weird stuff is making certain movies huge. It's like Minecraft, right? It seemed like, of course, that movie's going to make a shitload of money. It's one of the biggest video games for kids there is, right? But it's actually making money, ironically. It's making money because people are going and making fun of it and laughing at it.
Yeah, it really dropped off. But, I mean, yeah, you're right.
Oh, it's still going to make way more than they thought it was going to.
It's probably going to make $1 billion. But, okay, I got to get out of here. It's 10 o'clock. We've been streaming for 3 hours. This might be our longest stream.
I know,
but it was a good time. Thanks everybody.
4 hours one time.
Okay, but Death Rattle has not done 4 hours. So anyway, all right, we're out of here.
No, I think that's what I mean. That one night, I think when we did like 2 hours, and I ended up staying for like another almost 2 hours.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, anyway, whatever. It's been 3 hours. It's a good long stream. All right, we're getting out of here.
Super long.
Thanks everybody for watching us. Appreciate you. This was awesome. It was a good chat. It's happy that we went off the rails as much as we did. It's always a good time. So anyway, check us again next week.
Hold on. Everybody in the chat, tell DJ he's a dick.
Yeah, do that. Please do that. See you guys next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. on the West Coast, and everywhere else in the world, wherever you might be. This is the Death Rattle Podcast. Bye.
Later, guys.